as the most recent person who subscribed.
There you go.
Oh, I finally did it. Oh, it's dead.
What?
The Stanley. They weren't even charging last night every time.
They weren't charging?
No, that thing came unplugged.
They weren't even charging last night every time.
Yeah, that's why they kept dying, supposedly, and then it just wouldn't come back on. I was like, oh, that's why. Is it still good? Is it still on?
Oh my gosh, I got
Will you turn it off, yeah. Fix it. Let's see. It's so hot.
You're hot. I actually don't feel that bad.
It's hot to me. Is that? Yeah. What's up, everybody? No, it's gonna keep doing this. Oh my god. What the hell was that? Sorry guys, hold on. I don't know. This one trips out. What just happened? It's got a mind of its own. It's like, I think it's got something to do with the, oh my gosh, the gimbal itself. It's like, I think it's because the cord is hooked up to it, it detects some tension on it. And I think it does that to like protect itself maybe. Because it doesn't do it when I don't have it hooked up. Maybe it's been hooked up for a minute. Let's see. See if I can, sorry if you're there. Hate to, oh, is it gonna do it again? Oh, it's just showing my history. I can't get to my own channel. There we go. Hey, what's up, Maverick? Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. Yeah. Oil up and twerk, maybe. You just have to wait and see. It doesn't include those. It shows them in the on the screen, but it doesn't actually include it in the chat. It ain't gonna take long. I'm not really gonna have to oil up. I'll just be sweaty enough. It'll look that way. It's so flippin' hot. What is this lap chat? Sorry, I'm getting stuff out of the way. We're just hanging out, man. I gotta stay up, and I have my own eBay store where I sell clothing, and I have to put it on the internet, so I might as well live stream and hang out, talk to people. It's better than being bored and having no one to talk to. Look at that. Stupid camera is already trying to track me. It just randomly cuts on.
Wow.
I thought it was a clothing pro. Yeah, my redneck, yeah. No, unfortunately not. Maybe one day. Get a brand one day. No, I have an eBay store. Like I said, the link's in the description. I thrift and sell used clothing online, so. I mean, it kind of is a promo. You're more than welcome to go buy some of my clothes. I didn't make them.
You supporting our wife, though.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut off the shaky cam. This is driving me nuts. Why does it automatically do this? Off. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to keep. I have it on a gimbal. I'm trying to keep the gimbal from turning on the AI overlords. What are the two numbers between 5 and 8? What is going on with that? What is you're about the 50th person to drop those two numbers in the chat in the last couple of days. What does that mean? Am I missing something? Is there a meme that has occurred? Yeah, I know that. I got that. I get the two numbers, but what significance is that? Ah, come on. You got me spooked now.
What?
I don't know, everybody keeps putting... I have never heard of this. Am I that? Oh, come on. Doot, is that what it's all about? Is that the... Is this some testy stuff? Like, what's happening here? I wish this thing would quit tripping out. It'd be nice.
Where are they saying it?
Why does it take forever for it to go into chat? Why does that keep doing that? I'm swapping gimbals. I'm sorry, guys. Who has the most wrinkles? They're both pretty old.
Who?
And since I at least didn't think it's gonna have some connotation to get me fired at some point in time in the future from any potential jobs, 6, 7? What's that? I don't get. It seems like it's a little bit before me, unfortunately, or a little bit after me, unfortunately. Sorry for shaky cam. Yeah, I don't know. I keep seeing all these people coming to the chat, and they're like, they just put the numbers 6 and 7. And I guess it's some young feller slang that I ain't got no understanding on.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's all sorts of gimped up. There we go. All right, maybe this camera won't do the nonsense that this gimbal's doing. Yeah, I said, what is the deal? Buddy K11. Is this the buddy I know? Your profile seems an awful lot like a friend of mine.
What?
There's a guy named Buddy K11 on here who's trying to get me to say 6'7", and incidentally, his profile was very personal looking. It's got something to do with some meme. I looked it up. I didn't really quite get it. Well, how's everybody doing tonight? Is anybody in here that was with us for like 6 hours yesterday? What? You've done me a confusion.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
I know, I'm telling you, it just looks... Are you reading it?
Yes. The 6'7" meme.
I played Mega Man. I don't remember that being a quote from it. Like, which Mega Man you quoting from? What are you saying, baby?
He said the 6'7" meme is a viral trend that originated from the song Doot Doot 6'7" by Skrilla,
Oh my
featuring the
God.
repeated lyric 6'7". It became popular on TikTok and Instagram, often associated with NBA player LaMelo Ball.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him. Is that what the kids laugh at these days? It's beyond me. I occasionally still ingest some raw memes, and I have yet to see anything to do with this here 6-7. It's past me. It's beyond me. Mega Mind. Mega Mind. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I'm like, dude, I played a ton of Mega Man. What the heck are you talking about? Yeah, I haven't seen Mega Mind in forever. Huh?
Analog horror?
Analog horror. I have no idea. What are you talking about? Is that associated with that?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Dude man, I'm a dude man. What was that from Pineapple Express? Or not Pineapple. Tropic Thunder. That's what I was gonna say. Dude man, I'm a dude man. Gotta be clear about it these days. Or not. Hey, what's up, your Nero? Good to see you, man. How's it going over in the Rusky area there? Is it cold over there yet, or is it hot as mess like it is over here? It's like 90 degrees in this building right now. If you don't Planet Destroyer 67. I don't know what you're talking about, dog. If this is like new age brain rot memes like the skibbity toilet, dude, I'm out. I had a kid, and my connection to I haven't been ingesting memes like I used to. I used to shoot the memes straight into my bloodstream.
What?
Yeah, the Filthy Frank, the meme machine. The meme machine. Filthy Frank that's the last chunk of memes I was in. It's cool and cloudy, brother. Sun did not shine for a week. Really? Is that a common thing? Is it like the was it the North Pole that happens at, and like Alaska and all that? Is that you got a whole week of darkness? Like a whole week of light on top of it? Possibly on the tongue side. Are you heading out there, your Nero? I don't know. I'd have to look up the tongue thing. I feel like I have seen that meme. It's like one of the Indian movie memes. Like, I've seen a bunch of those lately. Or when I have seen some amount of memes. When I ingested some memes. If you're already out, thanks for stopping by there, your Nero. Appreciate it. Hey, it does work. The little thing does work. Barbara Leon. I gotta fix that though, because it's coming out of the... I gotta make it smaller or bigger. She'd be coming out of the thing there. Buddy K11. I don't know, is the tongue thing, is that got is it like a... I'm gonna have to look it up. Tongue, Sahur, Tata, Sahur. I think it's I think I have seen something to do with that, maybe. I might be going crazy. I bet. You know, I haven't had vodka in a very long time. I think I had some when I went on the cruise. Actually, I think I pretty much just drank straight tequila the entire time we were on the cruise. I think the last time I had vodka, my only run-in with vodka was with Lady Vodka way back in the day when I was a kid, and we got a bottle of what they called Fruit Loop. And I didn't have a good time with that. I was right about the time I had turned of age. Did not enjoy it. I know you're Bay Harbor Butcher. Okay, I know that one. I know that one. That one you got me with. I do watch a little bit of. I did go back and dust up on some Dexter recently. I still have yet to ever finish it though. What was his name? Oh God. You've never seen Dexter, have you? Yeah. Dokes. Dokes. That's what it is. Sergeant Dokes. Give me some Sopranos, mate. Watched a good bit of the Sopranos. Yeah, I know Dokes. Yeah. Dokes. I've seen past the point where his storyline comes to a close on the show. And I haven't seen a crazy amount past that, but I know what happens just because of memes. I've seen various clips. The YouTube Reels. What am I doing? I am taking photos of clothing and putting it on the internet so I can sell it. That I thrifted from various places. This I've got from a bunch of stuff I bought from somebody. Somebody's, just a real long story short, friend we know buys and sells things in bulk, and somebody got a hold of him and said, hey, we've got all this stuff that we want to get rid of. Do you want to buy it? And it had a bunch of clothes in it. And he said, he called us up because he knows that I do this for a living online, and I bought them all off of him. So I got a bunch of these, and I got a bunch of Carhartt jackets. And then I go and like thrift things from thrift stores, and I don't do a whole lot of garage sales lately, but I'd like to get back into doing garage sales more, and some auctions and stuff like that. I just buy a bunch of stuff from a bunch of places and try to sell it on the internet and try not to have a real job. Try to do, well, this, every time I say that, I remind myself there's like 90 degrees in here, and I have to do this pretty much like all the time to be able to keep up with it. So it is a real job. Oh, I might as well just get through these. These stinking Harley Davidson. I got so much of this. So much Harley Davidson stuff. It's all the same size. It's all 2XL. Yeah, it all came from that guy. From the Kenny stuff. Ooh, this is a nice one. This is a Hanes, like an old Hanes beefy tee, and then it's got the Mardi Gras stuff on the front of it. Somebody will like that. She knows all about that. She wouldn't stop singing it for. She still has yet to stop singing it. We'll just go with that.
What?
You're my soda pop.
You're all I can think of. Every drop I drink of. You're my soda pop. I tell you what, though, the acapella is so cringe. It even got like the breathing where it goes, I didn't find where it does that. It was not the song I was showing you. It was on your idol.
Orange raised eyebrow. Yeah, my wife's off behind us. Behind me here, laying on the couch.
Yellow.
Oh, what did I name that? That last bag. It's AN 106. I left the stinking 0 out, but I'm not reprinting the labels. AN 106. Where's everybody from? How's everybody doing tonight? What's your favorite breakfast? We'll go with that again. I have biscuits and gravy today.
I thought it was pretty good.
I think it was really good. I think you did a good job.
Yeah.
You're from Mars? At least you haven't gone to Venus.
I figure Uranus, but you know.
Well, that's true. Uranus would also be another unfortunate planet to be associated with. Especially since it showed its ass at the Galactic Federation that one time.
What?
You don't get it?
No, I do. Pretty good.
Do better than the than the Kill Tony. No, probably not, but
That
it would
was
certainly
very
wouldn't be
cringe. I
cringier.
don't know why anyone got a book on that.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's like you see some of them and they're super stingy with that book. Like they're just a little something on it. They really reserve it for people who are funny, and then you watch another episode and they're like, "Oh, here's your book," for anything and everything, just because somebody tried to fit as many curse words as they possibly could into a sentence, and talked about how many phalluses they had ingested. Nice. The face Buddy made in there. Well, it's definitely not Buddy. Buddy.
I figured not.
Well, sure was weird. It kind of seemed like it. Now, he probably has his full name on there.
Name and do something like his last name and stuff.
I don't know. Or he probably put the.
That's what his handle is on like Instagram and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even have his first name. It's his last name.
He doesn't even go by it.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, that on YouTube too is sometimes it just shows your first and last name. It doesn't even show your nickname or your name. Yeah.
Oh. Houma. I ain't never been to Houma, Louisiana.
So I'm just assuming
Where is
what his
Houma?
name would be.
Bayou Country. Harley Davidson. No, my profile is just sitting all wrong. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I got a buddy who we call Buddy that's very religious. And actually, he's a theology major and wants to be a minister as a profession. And we call him Buddy. So that's why I thought it was awfully coincidental. Yeah, it is. It is hilarious. Yeah, we've always called him Buddy. But he probably wouldn't be up about now anyway. He's got a job that he has to it's pretty demanding. You got to be up early for, to my understanding. I don't know. Hey, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Barbara Leon. That wasn't who that was, I don't think. But well, how's everybody doing tonight? What's the got sports practice tomorrow? All right. Well, hey, do good, man.
What sport do you play?
Yeah, what sport? Well, I mean, they're hopping off. What sport do you play? If you're still there.
Oh.
Hey, appreciate it. Do you think after Trump tariff, every goods price gone up? Cross country. Never did cross country. We never had cross country at my school. We had baseball, basketball, softball, and I think we had volleyball, and that was it. That's all that we had. No, we had football. We did have football. Our football team just sucked. But I also graduated with like, what did I tell you? I think like 50 people, something like that. Maybe less than that. I think half of them got degrees they probably shouldn't have. As far as the tariff, I mean, I'm gonna have to say, at least in the cases I've dealt with, no, my prices have gone down on a bunch of stuff for me at least. Things aren't nearly as cheap as they used to be, and they're still disgustingly high for the cost of living. It costs us being very, very cheap about it and trying to be very budget conscious. It was $500 for groceries 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. At
the store. Groceries are still too high. But I haven't seen anything necessarily go up, except for like crap that comes from China. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of okay with it. I'd rather people buy stuff in the US. Give people around here a job. Hey, you have a good night, man. Get you a sip as you go across the country there. Was it like like a Forrest Gump style. You just run across the country.
No, I think they do like
I know
off-road running.
They do, yeah, they do.
One of my friends in high school, she was like the top cross-country runner.
Oh, really? Did she get all the way across?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think she won.
Is that the ultimate goal, just to get all the way across? I don't know if y'all saw I don't think I put it in the description, but if we get to 500 subs, which we're getting there, we're at 198, that's awesome. If we get to 500 subs, I'm going to give away a little gotcha pack. I do 3D printing, and hold on, I'll show you. If we get to 1,000, I'll flat out give one of these puppies away. But if we get to 500, I've got these fancy little gotchas that I have printed out. I put them in all my packages for my eBay store, so I print them. There's like 27 different little types of them. Like this one's a teeny tiny little gecko guy. And then I've got all kinds of them. I've got a little iguana fella. They're really detailed, and they're all different colors. But they're better detailed in person, obviously. But I've got like 27 different, yeah, it won't focus in, but, well, I'll put it to you this way. This is one of the models, and it's this detailed, except for it's just not painted. I airbrushed this on stream the other night. But this is one of them. Little fat guy. And then this is another one of them. Of course, the eyes don't glow. This is just one that I, like I said, painted the other night and wired up so that the eyeballs did a glow. Little goblin guy. But there's like 25 other different models. So when we hit 500 subs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a stream. Whatever stream I hit 500 subs on, I am going to pick from the comments. I'm going to use Streamlabs and do a giveaway and just pick from some random person that commented. So you don't even have to subscribe. But, I mean, if you don't, I'll never get there. And I'll never give it away. So I won't give it away. So, if you'd be so kind to give me a like and a sub, you'd be awesome. If you give me a sub, we'll get closer to giving something away. If you give me a like, it brings more people in here to hang out so that we can. But what's going on in the chat? What's everybody up to tonight? Awfully quiet out there in them parts. Did anybody does anybody else do reselling, or anybody else an entrepreneur? Or anybody have fun at work today? There's like stuff on this. Hey, what up, everybody? A bunch of people came in. Hey. Good old buzz. Does anybody wear Harley Davidson stuff? Where's all? I probably got we're on a bit late tonight, I'd say. Where's everybody from last night at? I did tell him it'd be somewhere like before 10, and then it's 1 o'clock in the morning before we get on here. Maybe. Right now I'm just taking photos for these to list them up in my eBay store. Bam. I hate to be boring, but nobody's giving me anything to talk off of. I got nothing to conversate with. My buddy done gone and left me. On his way to run across the country. Wonder how many nights it takes him to do that. This one doesn't have the tags. This one is not new with tags. Like one of the only ones that isn't new with tags. Does anybody else fold their clothes like this? It's the way to go. If you've ever wanted to know how to fold a t-shirt, here you go. Here's your demo here. I like to even it out so that the words are like even. And I take it and I go from the bottom and I start heading into the graphic there. So where it says like Houma, Louisiana, and I could fold it to where that would be perfectly showing, but I really don't care that much. As long as it's even. My pinch of OCD has to be even with that. Hey, that looks nice. That's real nice, real nice. Hey, we hit 200. Hey, thank you. Why didn't it update who the 200th person was? I don't know. Thanks everybody. We're almost to 500. Check that out though. I like that. I think that looks real nice. It's even got the little raccoon on there.
Fancy.
Little raccoon fella. Everybody likes a little, looks like not Forrest Gump's. Looks like the Waterboy's house. Then, after I do that, I just take this. Yeah, you ever seen the Waterboy? I can't think of what his name is right now. It's probably something with a B like that. Probably some generic Cajun name. I can't think of it right now. But on the Waterboy, they live in the bayou. Mama told me. Dang, we had like 13 people and we dropped straight to 3. What a giant plunge. Need to put some sort of pole or something.
Good.
Need to. I'm probably gonna. Oh, I got 11 people again. What's up, everybody? If you ever need a way to seal your clothes and you don't have any money, you want to do it the cheap redneck way, just get you a Game Saver outdoorsman. It does the job. And all you gotta do is leave a little tiny spot that you didn't seal. Bam. Squeeze all the air out. And put a little piece of tape on it. You've got a nicely packaged item. It's the way to go. It's a cheap way to go, at least. Yeah, see? Nicely folded. Doesn't take up any extra room. What's up, RJ? Welcome back. Sorry we're late tonight. Took the kid a while to get to bed there. Why? eBay has been so glitchy lately. AM 108. How you doing tonight, RJ? Did you finally make the move on that individual at the good old gym? What was his name, Jim? Hey, thanks, Nathan. You have a good night, man. Appreciate it. Playing some Xbox. I haven't played an Xbox in forever, dude. I haven't played Xbox in forever. The last console I played was a PS4. And it's been a hot minute before that. I'm part of the PC game bit there. I don't know. It's just more. It's more foolproof for the future. Plus, I use it for other things. It just made more sense to do that rather than get both. No gym for you today? Well, maybe next time, huh? Never got into PC. It's the same thing. PC gaming is the same thing. You just get a little bit more selection. That's the only difference. There's only like 5 games you can't play if you have PC. Like Demon Souls, can't play that, that is regrettable, but everything else, I'm not even gonna lie, I use a controller. It's not like I actually PC game unless I'm playing like Path of Exile. Then I don't on that, but you can use a controller on that. So this one's fancy. It's got "Made in the USA" written on the tag. It's like a heathered thing. It's the same thing though. What time did you end up dropping off last night, RJ? I know you were on there pretty late. Everybody else, I ended up staying Von Rip there, that was supposed to go to bed like way earlier than that, ended up being the last comment on there at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know if he slept for 45 minutes and then popped back on or what, but it was up pretty late. Did I get a lot done? No. But get to hang out and talk to a bunch of people, sure. But actually I did get a lot done comparatively. Not even from Hey, we got like 21 people in here. How's it going, everybody? If you would leave me a like, even if you're just gonna like scroll on by, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps boost the old page. It feeds the old algorithm goblins. And if you're super cool, you can sub. I'll eventually do a giveaway when we hit 500 subs. Yeah, I figured it was pretty late. I thought you were on there pretty late last night. I saw something that reminded me of you earlier today. I can't remember what it was. What was I talking about? It was something to do with they shall not be named. I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was comments that somebody made at a. I don't know. I probably shouldn't get into all that. Some people were drawing allegories to certain things and who have recently been in the media. Had a laugh about that. Have it off from school today because. What? Have off from. What's today? What happened today? What is today?
Yesterday was the first day of fall.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with God's favorite people.
What?
You ain't reading the chat apparently.
No, what?
It's RJ talking about the things you're not supposed to talk about. What holiday gave you that, or what was there something going on? Was there like a scare or something?
There's nothing on my phone. Oh, wait, is it today, like Tuesday? He's off today?
You off like today, the day that was promised to them 4,000 years ago?
Because today is Rosh Hash, I don't know.
Rosh Hashanah?
Yeah.
Huh. They celebrate that at your school? I've never been to any school that celebrated any Jewish holidays besides like Hanukkah. And there was no one that I went to school with that celebrated Hanukkah, so we just learned about it and that was it. Shoot, they talk more about the fake holiday of what's the other one? I can't think. I can't. Kwanzaa, the made in our lifetime holiday of Kwanzaa. You have the whole week?
Yeah,
Nice.
Like
Hey, I'm not gonna complain about that. Was
Year.
it college? You in college or high school? Oh yeah. Yeah, New York. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
It's the new year in Judaism.
Ah. See, I don't understand that. Why's everybody got to pick their own time of the year?
It's
like, nope.
Culminating in Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement.
The Day of Atonement. Yeah, never went anywhere. Public college. Ah, nice. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense that they would do that then. Hey, like I said, free day's a free day, dude. Don't look the gift horse in the mouth. Well, that one got real small. That's like a real thin polyester. Look how tiny. There you go. That's cool though. Yep, never been anywhere that even acknowledged any of those things. Not that it mattered. It's not like, it's just I never worked with anybody that celebrated or any places where multiple people celebrated it. So, like I said, I knew more about Kwanzaa back in the day for holidays than I knew about that. And, you know, no offense to anybody that celebrates it, but it's kind of like other things that have come about recently. It's kind of, I just feel like it's kind of funny. It came up with just the means of how it was formed and how long ago that was. I think it's funny. And 109. Not to get all into that, you know. That could be political. No sense in alienating a bunch of people. It's too divisive of a conversation these days, unfortunately. I don't want to be like all the other streamers when I look down. I do occasionally get on YouTube Shorts or the vertical live stream just to see what people are streaming, what they're talking about, and whatnot. And proudly made in the USA. Well, he's got different tags. But look to see what everybody else is streaming. Hey, what's up, Rip? Welcome back. Yeah, I know we hit 200. I'm psyched. I saw that earlier. I'm super happy about that. We're like almost halfway there to 500.
About
35%, 40%, somewhere in there.
yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I didn't think I was ever gonna hit that. It's happened pretty quickly. There's a bunch of cool people. Hey, everybody that just got in here, give me a like. Yeah, thanks. Give me a like so it'll promote it to more people. Get a bunch of people in here chatting and trolling and all that good stuff. We have to attract the trolls or I won't have anything to talk about. Will you do me a favor? Will you put on a bunch? I need like another, just do like 15 Harley t-shirts. I'm just gonna knock all these out. I've been needing to get done with them. I'm just gonna go ahead and knock them out. No Kwanzaa stuff. No, they don't do Kwanzaa stuff around you, or there's no talking about Kwanzaa stuff. There were a lot of bar mitzvahs when I was growing up. I have never heard of a single person that I know having a bar mitzvah. I'll tell you that.
I've never been to one.
Never been to one, never been around somebody that has ever had one. It's just not, I don't know, there's not a whole lot of people that, we have a synagogue in our town. We drove by that the other day. Yeah, it's a synagogue.
No, what'd you say?
A synagogue.
I thought you like stumbled over.
A skiggle waggle? Yeah. We got a skiggle waggle in our, how many subs do you got? I got 200. I have it live updates on the screen now. I did fix that. I gotta fix, I just made the little most recent sub thing, and it's, for some reason it's not updating. I'm gonna have to, it updated one time since we've been on here, and then it never updated after that. I should have 1 million, man, I hope. Maybe one day. That'd be awesome. If I had 1 million subs and I have people watching all the time, I would do like all the other big YouTubers do. I would move to Japan. Find some way to implement that into a career. That'd be awesome. I'd like to. What my ultimate goal, what would be just fancy smancy to work out at the end of the day, is I'd like to go to Japan and buy. Hey, welcome back, buddy. I saw that. I didn't see you until just now where you said you came back. Welcome back there, buddy. Yeah, I'd like to, the dream would be to buy, basically import and export back and forth. Not surprising, RJ. Japan's amazing. It's absolutely worth the travel there, Rip. But I'd like to import and export from Japan, right? So they love U.S. fashion and clothing. I'd like to export things over there, maybe have like a shop over there, or just have some sort of connection where I could offload my picks from that I get over here. What's up, Stinson? How's it going? Have you been to Nah, never been to England. Never been to England either. Go to sleep, dude. Get you some sleep. With Irish descent, so I want to go visit Ireland. That'd be pretty cool. So you guys say it'll work in the morning. Yeah, you better not stay up too late tonight, dude. You're up till 5 last night. We streamed for almost like 7 hours straight yesterday. I did not even realize it. I wasn't trying to do all that. It just happened. Irish. I probably got some Irish in me, if I had to take a guess.
I'm Irish.
I've got Native American in me on both sides. My wife's Irish. She got some Irish in her. She got an Irish on her too. What?
What?
I said Irish. I was messing with you. I was saying if you was paying attention. I was just testing
No, I
you.
was. I was sitting there trying to figure out what.
Said you got some Irish on you. You have an Irish on you. It's fancy. Kent. It's Kent Harley Davidson in Abilene, Texas. Look at that puppy. Yeah, there we go. I had to wait for it to catch up so I could see on stream there. There we go. Got a big old fancy one. I fell asleep at work and they let me go home. Dog, you can't be doing that now. You're never gonna get out of the bad part of town, my guy. Where you work at, dude? Without getting too specific with it. Do I celebrate Halloween? Not typically. Not just because I don't know. It's just not something we normally do. But we got the kiddo this year, so I'm probably gonna get forced into it.
I'd love to have done Halloween.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're gonna have to this year because of the kiddo. We're gonna have to get him into it. I don't think I took all the pictures for this.
Parties and stuff.
Well,
Post things.
if you're just tuning in, give us a like. Appreciate you. What'd you say? What'd you say you did, dog? Rip. I did all of them. I didn't get the measurements. I'm gonna try. I promise, Rip. I'm gonna try tomorrow. It got on a bit earlier. I was gonna get on a little bit earlier and do like a short stream with. I gotta take some photos. We've got a police trainer arcade game. And no, I know you said you went to sleep at work, but like, what do you do for work? What is your profession, good sir? But I gotta take some photos of a police game and some videos. Do I dip or smoke cigarettes? I used to dip for a while. I dipped. I thought it was the dumbest thing that anyone could ever do, and then I ended up doing it for quite some time. I picked up that habit while I was in the army there. And then I finally stopped that, and I vaped like the big old donkey, gigantic mods. I got in on vaping back when it was the prime vaping, where the vapes just kept getting larger and larger, and you tried to get lower and lower, bigger and bigger clouds. I was in the cloud section of the vaping community there, and then I stopped. Actually, I got COVID, I'm pretty sure. And it just seemed like a opportunity to calm it down, because we knew we were going to have the kiddo. We knew we were getting close to wanting to have a kiddo. And I didn't want to vape around the kiddo. So I quit it cold turkey, and it sucked very badly. I actually have nightmares sometimes that I wake up from where I'm in like a cold sweat because in my dream or my nightmare, I vaped or I dipped, and I wake up in a cold sweat worried about the withdrawals that I had from that, because that was absolutely terrible. It was the worst thing I've ever dealt with. Work at Kennedy Rice thing. Kennedy Rice thing. I thought he was going to say ice skating for a second. I was like, heck yeah, dude. I'm going to sleep at 2 o'clock. You got 10 minutes? Yeah, don't go to sleep at work, dude. Kennedy Rice thing. You dip or smoke, RJ? I don't even drink, dude. I do when we go on, like, last time I did was, it'd have been Japan, yeah? Pretty much.
Yeah, I think we had like one margarita at like the Mexican.
Yeah, maybe one margarita during the year between then, but
No.
Zins. You do Zins. Yeah, Zins were after I stopped. They had, the only people that had like pouches like that were, I used to do so I could, we called it gutting it, where I would actually swallow instead of spitting the juice out there, which is probably terrible for your gut. But I did Camel had a pouch that I used to like a lot. They had a mint pouch. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like the taste. It's an acquired thing, but I can understand why the old Zens are so addictive and so popular. AN110. Like I said, Camel used to do it. That is called Camel Snuff or something like that. I can't remember exactly what they called it, but loved it. I don't know. Never had to withdraw from those. Coffee flavor. Yeah, I bet it's the flipping coffee flavor would be good. I like the mint. I don't like wintergreen. I never liked wintergreen. When I dipped, my preferred dip was, I like to chew. I like, typical redneck stuff, but I like to chew the most. It's something about just having like the whole tobacco leaf. It was like primal. It made your whole like mouth numb. I really liked beech nut. I like to get a good old beech nut in my mouth.
That sounds so
Do you like? Yeah, I know. I know I did. Do you like the sneaker coffee? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sneaker coffee. Is it like code name for something, or is it like a type of coffee? I'm confused.
Or what?
First time I dipped, threw up in my friend's thing. Yeah, the first time I dipped, I got super buzzed on it. And I didn't throw up, but it was not a good experience. And then for whatever reason after that, it was just got hooked. Dude, chewing, you get a lot of nicotine chewing. A whole lot of nicotine chewing. Not that I would recommend it. I certainly would not. Not one of the brighter things that I ever did do. That's for sure. Everybody got their vices, though. There are people that flipping smoke cigars that are 900 years old. Literally 90-something years old, and they drink and smoke all the time, and they just survive. You got your time, and your time comes one day. But, like I said, I think the thing about it with me is I have a responsibility to try and stay around as long as I can now that I have created Spawn. It's just not right to go pooping out kids and then continue to kill yourself and possibly deprive them of their parent earlier than you have to. In my opinion, that's just the way I look at it. I feel guilty to do anything like that would. Prior to that, it was, before I could see myself having kids, it was, who cares if it gives you the answer? I don't care about all that. That got nothing to do with me. Now it's like, I got a wife and a kid. I gotta do the right thing. And what did he say? Do you want me to say no? Do you want me to supply? Hey, dude, you can do whatever you need to do, man. Do I like the sneaker coffee? Is when I think you should probably, if you never answered that one, you gotta go to sleep, dude. Don't drink any sneaker coffee on the way out. But have a good night, man, for real. Have a good day at work. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get on a little bit earlier tomorrow night. That way you don't have to stay up all hours of the night just to hang out. I'm Gen X, and a lot of us use nicotine pouches instead of cigarette. Gen Z. What am I? I'm a millennial, right? Yeah, I'm a millennial, I guess is what that is. Yeah, the pouches had some allure. Like I said, they were around. The pouches ain't nothing new. I don't know why they got so big all of a sudden. Camel had pouches. Copenhagen had pouches. I had Copenhagen pouches. They were not as good. They dried out real bad. But Camels were the best. Like I said, it was Camel Snooze. That's what it was called. Camel Snooze. I used to kill. They came in these little weird like mint. I used to destroy me some camel snooze back in the old days. I haven't had nicotine in. When did I quit nicotine? It was after we moved up here. It was about right after COVID, so 2021, sometime in August. It was right after we moved up here.
August? I just can't remember if it was.
I think it was 21.
First August we were up here, or the second.
I think it was the first because we was already up here for a little bit. Quit smoking ciggies 10 years ago. So good. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Hey, welcome back. Put name here. Hold my doodle. Just saw that you stepped in there. Yeah, man. I'm not quite 10 years past, but I think I just hit 4 years or something like that. I can promise you, I'm not at any danger of coming back. That's for sure. Like I said, the horrific withdrawals of all that were well enough to keep me away from it permanently. Not something I'll be getting into again, at least willingly, that's for sure. I will say, I do miss, I'm just so, like I said, so afraid of withdrawals, but I do miss, I would, if I wouldn't be so afraid of nicotine withdrawals, I would smoke a cigar. I do love cigars. I really got into cigars while I was working as a manager. I used to be a manager, or pretty much like a district manager for T-Mobile down in Pensacola for a while. And when I was doing that gig, they had a place down the road called, I can't remember what it was, just a little cigar lounge. It was a really nice one. And they would have like movies playing all the time. They just had this it's a nice place where all the old rich folks would go and hang out. You could meet some pretty interesting people. And I'd go in there while I'd go on my breaks and stuff. Or either if I had to do paperwork, because I had to do paperwork a lot of times where I'd have to like sit and rectify returns and all kinds of stuff like that. Answer emails and all that good stuff. I'd go down to the cigar shop, get me a cigar, and I bought a box, and actually they let me keep it in the humidor there. And I'd just come smoke my, what was my favorite? It's been so long now. Started as a I can't remember what they call it. Monte Cristo. I flippin' love those. They were amazing. Like I said, I would love to have another one of those eventually. I might smoke me some cigars eventually. Well long from now. Yeah, definitely on the cruise. If we go on another cruise anytime soon. Does anybody else ever do any cruising? You ever go on any cruises? I've been on 2, and we've been on 1 together. And that is a heck of a lot of fun.
Can't wait to go on another one.
That was some of the best fun we've ever had.
I really can't.
What does everybody do for vacation? I like to get away and do something different. They do vacation other places? Yeah, where they call it holiday, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
What do you do for holiday? We do, right now, our next holiday is to Japan. And then after that, we'll probably plan a cruise. We're going to Japan for an entire month. I say it all the time, if you're around at all. You like taking, I'm talking about a boat cruise. Yeah, we've been on a boat cruise, that's what I mean. We went to the last one when we went on together was Norwegian. And we went on, what was it, the Getaway? Breakaway. And I was hammered for a week straight. I had a drink for each hand for an entire week. Going camping soon to the tip of Australia. Nice. I do. Hey. Same but different. Same but different. RJ says he does gay cruising at the gym, but not at the ocean. If you've never been on a cruise on the ocean, dude, you got to do your cruise on the ocean. I'm sure there are plenty of fish out in that sea for you, dude. Plus, they have gyms on the boat, so.
They have singles events and everything too.
Yeah, they do. They do have singles events and stuff where you can meet other single people. You can do a gay cruise on the ocean at the gym. That's true. That would be. That sounds like your most ideal holiday right there, dude.
What?
Doing a gay cruise and hanging out in the gym.
Yeah. Sounds like right up his alley.
It does sound like something you'd be interested in.
They have fitness classes.
That's true. They do have fitness classes. Just don't get a massage. Don't get a massage.
It's a scam.
It's a scam. They'll just touch you inappropriately in front of your wife and charge you $900 to do so.
I still can't believe how much that was. I didn't realize not only that, they scheduled a couples massage.
Yeah. Well, they wanted the money. They wanted the extra money. Yeah, so how that went is Frankie over here wanted so badly to get a massage. That was the one thing she kept saying before we went. I really want to get a massage while we're on there. I've never, we had a massage before that, which is a whole fiasco on its own. But I bought us one for. Yeah, that was terrible. But maybe another time on that one. But we she kept saying before we went, I really want to go. Huh?
You had to stop the session.
To strip down both times? I did both times? So what happened was she kept wanting to go on this when we went on this cruise, she kept wanting to get it. It was for our honeymoon, so she wanted to get a massage. That's what she wanted for our honeymoon. She wanted to get a massage. So I was like, fine, whatever, we'll do a massage. And we didn't book it ahead of time or anything like that because they wouldn't. They wouldn't even tell you any of the dang prices ahead of time. So we get on the cruise, and the first thing we do when we get on that boat is my beautiful wife over here goes and hunts down.
A lot of videos that said you need to do that as soon as you get on the boat because they fill up quick.
Yeah, so we went straight to the joint where you go and get a massage at, right? And I got all the photos of this one.
The spa?
Yeah, to the spa. Went straight to the spa, and you've got these little Filipino ladies there that are, oh dang, I doubled up on photos.
I don't know if they were, I think they were Vietnamese.
No, they were definitely Filipino.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, their tags say where they're from.
Yeah, they were Filipino.
Oh.
But anyway, that's why I know they were Filipino, because it had it on the tags. But so we get there, and they're immediately very friendly, very kind, very let me give you a tour of the whole boat here, or all of our facilities over here, and they run you all over the place and show you all the nice stuff. Filipinos are hardworking people, but let me show you all this nice stuff and get you signed up for your spa, right? Or for your spa day.
They're trying to sell like the thermal something.
They were trying to sell the whole thing up because they made commission on all that. But long story short, so I'm getting drug around the whole time, and it turns from getting a massage to, all right, you're doing a couples massage, right? And it was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess, fine. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to get a massage. And then we went from there to they upgrade you, just keep trying to upgrade you on top of that. And by the time it was over with, we were getting a couple stone massage where they get these hot stones and they rub them all over you and do all of this stuff with that. And yeah, so we book it all up, and they're real quick about showing the price. And it turns out to be what, like $800 or something like that. It's somewhere in the ballpark of $800 tax and all, right? And we were just both not. We're really not, huh?
No, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was $800, but we were both not expecting it to be anywhere near that much money, and so that comes around. Well, before we even get to that point, we have the massage, right? They showed us the price. They were real good about being real manipulative with, oh, you love your wife, right? You want to give her what she wants. She wants a massage. Get her the massage. Why would you not do it? It's such a steal at $800. And I'm just like, you got me. You baited me. I'm not going to say no. So let's do this thing. Go ahead. And, it's our honeymoon. I'm just trying to. That was another thing. They're real good about, well, it's your honeymoon. How are you not going to do what your wife wants to do? And I'm just like, oh, God dang it. All right, fine. So we get the massage, and like halfway through the massage. So in the beginning, they're like, oh, you want to go ahead and get naked? And I'm like, I'm not somebody that just strips down willy-nilly. And well, I'm putting it to you this way: we get in there and they start. I'm in my underwear, she's in her underwear, and they start doing the massage and this and that, and I'm just sitting there thinking, I guess the inner. I'm not gonna say that. The the inner money conscious person I am starts thinking about, well, I just paid $800 plus a little tip there for this whole massage. Maybe I do want to be naked. Maybe because she wouldn't go in any further than like the bottom. I had briefs on, and it was like I wanted my glutes all done out. I wanted the whole thing for her to pay $800 there, and like halfway through the massage, I'm like, yeah, I do want to be naked. Give me a minute. Yeah, step out. They stepped out of the room.
You've done this twice.
I have done this twice. I guess the buddy got to me, and I'm like, well, shoot, if I gotta freaking pay this much money, I'm gonna get naked. So I get naked midway through it.
Times, like, God dang, you have to stop the whole thing. They take up our time for him to sit there and decide, I want to be naked.
Anyway, so they go.
God dang, he's actually wasting money.
Yeah, I'm actually wasting money by doing this, right? But anyway, long story short, so I strip down, they come back in, they get back to doing the massage, and the lady, the nice little Filipino lady, just, I don't know, I probably shouldn't have done that, because maybe it cued her into thinking, oh, he wants more than that, because about halfway through it, she thumps me in the nether regions there, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a really awkward situation to be, getting a massage with your wife on your honeymoon. The whole thing.
But, and then afterwards, they show us the bill.
Yeah, then they show us the bill, and they're like, oh, you want to add extra tip? Add the extra tip there. And then they're trying to
sell us products.
They were trying to sell us products. That's what it was. They were trying to sell us extra products. So they're sitting there like, we know you've had this whole experience there. Why don't you pay an extra tip, and then while you're at your extra tip, how about you buy like $150 worth of massage oil so you can massage yourself later on?
Charge you like $100 for a service charge.
Yeah, it's just a $100 service charge. Don't worry about it. Like it just kept going and kept going. They just kept somehow finding a way to make it cost more money.
But the worst thing is you made me sign off on the thing in front of them.
Oh yeah, I did.
You made me do it, and I'm like, well, what do I do? And you're like, and I'm like,
yeah, where they're like, do you want to pay an extra service charge? And I'm like, it's up to you. They're like, do you want to do it? It was just the whole thing felt like a manipulative scam.
Yeah,
It was bad. It was bad sales practices the way they did that. I would totally not do that in any business I've ever worked in. I hate it when people do that, where they're like, hey, if you don't do this, they basically insinuate, why wouldn't you do this? You're not that kind of a person, aren't you? Like you would totally, you got to feed my little family at home type thing. Like, God dog it. I've already told you we're on a honeymoon. I'm mid-20s. We can't have that much. I'm not wearing Gucci flip-flops up in there. Like, come on, man. I'm wearing the same flipping swim trunks I've had since I was flipping, god dang, 16 years old probably. It's probably the only pair of clothing I still have from then. And you're sitting here like, oh, I know we've got you for $800 already for this little 1 hour Rub and Tug here. Why don't you just give us another couple $100? Pulled the Uno reverse card and threatened. Yeah, I should have, right? I should have, like, well, how about we call it even for you thumping me in the willy? How about that? That's what RJ said. You should have pulled the Uno reverse card on him for touching you inappropriately. I won't tell anybody that you touched me directly in the no-no square if we just call this whole thing even, huh?
I don't remember you telling me that. I was like, what the hell?
It was so awkward. I don't think she meant to do it, obviously, but it was very awkward after that.
Well, you would make it awkward to just, like,
Well, I
stop
kind
the whole thing to strip
Well,
down.
my actual legitimate thoughts were I was real embarrassed in the beginning and was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And then they start massaging. It's like, well, you know, I'm not in no sexual way whatsoever, but I sit on my butt all the dang time. My butt hurts. Like, I would like a glute massage. I would actually like that portion of my body massage. It feels good.
Did she massage your glutes?
That she wouldn't go up my leg without me taking
But
off.
did she?
Yeah, she did get like the back of my glutes. Yeah, it was really nice. They not do that to you?
No.
Well, that sucks. I'm sorry. They did do that though. Yeah, I said I was a minor. Should have. Should have pulled the old, that's my purse, I don't know you. That's what I should have done. Damn it, Bobby. Hey, if you're just tuning in, make sure you give us a like. It pulls more people in here so we can hang out and have a big old chat with a bunch of folks. Bunch of fine folks like RJ and Rip and all the other folks that came last night. I wonder when old Lucy's gonna pop back in. I can't believe I hadn't seen, well, I can because we've been streaming way later than we normally do, but I was gonna say, I can't believe I hadn't seen, I've had a bunch of other people, I stopped streaming for we almost stopped streaming for an entire month.
Yeah.
Because just so much stuff happened, but we had a bunch of people coming and hanging out for quite some time before that. Dadgummit, I didn't take pictures of the back of this. Didn't take pictures of the back. Gotta do that. Take pictures of the back, Jack. I need mine.
I still can't believe you made me sign that in front of you.
I'm sorry.
And then we kept running into her after the fact.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, and then later on in the cruise, we kept running into the
And then come to find
same
out
lady.
they offered $99 massages towards the end of the cruise.
Yeah, that was annoying. Towards the end of the cruise, on the days that we were in port, they offered $99 massages. So, I'm sure, you got to think of it this way though. I'm sure that massage would have turned into at least a $500 massage by the time it was over with. Well, you know, I think it was like initially $400 when we went to sign up for it. When they
Yeah, I don't know what all the additional charges.
I'm telling you, that's how they get you. They like show you some sort of slightly over reasonable price, right? It's just, you know, just over a reasonable price where you're like, I guess, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. You're making it sound nice. You're gonna use the hot coals and all that crap. It's gonna be nice. And then it just starts.
That's actually the cheapest one of it all.
It might have been, yeah. Well, it started
Like
snowballing
that
after
bamboo
that.
stick.
Oh yeah, and then they get in there. Like, I'll tell you, one of the biggest ripoffs of that whole thing was when you go to start it up there, they're like, would you like some scented oils? That'll only be $45.95. Like, what do you mean? You're gonna turn on the flipping Scentsy over there and pop a little essential oil in there for $45? What the hell are you talking about? Why is that not included? Give me some flipping essential oils. Come on now. You don't remember that? Like what smell would you like? The smell of.
Yeah, because I was like, does it
You
cost
wanna-
anything? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want
No, I don't
that.
want to get essential oil. I want you to get your fingers and work this crap out of my ass. That's what I want you to. Like there was so much.
Got a butt massage. My butt hurts.
There was so much. I give you butt massages. There's so much.
You gotta get in there.
Gotta get in there. Gotta delve up in that thing.
Yeah.
Well, but there's just so much. It's God. I can't get it even. My God, I might have a pinch of the OCD. Because I do like for these to be nice and even when I'm folding them up.
Do your intrusive thoughts bother you?
A little bit. A little bit. Yeah, I like it when I fold it up. I like the logo to just be just right.
You could just be a perfectionist. Yeah.
I don't think it's even on the dang shirt. Yeah, might be. I might be. Let me get to here. So you can't go too far. It's gonna wad up too much. It's gotta be right there in the middle. I think that's about it. I think that'll do it. I think that'll do, pig. That'll do.
That'll do.
We got 8 folks up in here tonight. Is anybody out there besides RJ? Not that we don't appreciate you being here. Has anybody else got some contribution? Anybody else bringing anything to the powwow here? I think that's closer. Well, we made it to 200 subs. I appreciate all you guys, for real. If we don't go any further than that, it's been a good run. Been a good run. I'd like to thank my rabbi.
What?
Hey! That's an awesome username there. Mixed martial artist. Love it. What it do, man? How you doing tonight? Y'all talking Jew? Why does that keep coming up? Why does that keep coming up these days? Nah. We're not talking Jew. It just always seems to come up somehow. Always seems to intrude, huh? I mean, enter the conversation. Funny how that happens, huh? Yeah, it is real funny how that happens, right? Real funny. Real coincidental. I better quit talking. I'm going to have to take a sacred trip over across the seas to pat the wall. Show my humility. AN112. Anybody ever notice that? You know, that's one thing that I have to say is hilarious. You know, no matter what side of the fence you're on with that whole thing, if you're over on the left or over on the right or wherever you may be in that whole thing, it's amazing at how many people on both sides who vehemently hate each other can all agree on one thing, isn't it? I think it's awfully, awfully funny. I mean, power, by the way, all the people that have all the money. Re-education trip. Yeah, you're right about that. I might end up like old Elon or one of the other fellas. So weird how I have never in my entire life prior to that, AN112, never in my entire life prior to probably the last, well, you know, since really started paying somewhat attention to what goes on in the world, never in my life thought twice about anything to do with any of those. Like, that's another religion. Another thing, which it ain't got nothing to do with religion in my opinion. Got to do with a place where people congregate, and all of our senators love to pour money. Funny things. But enough about that. I want to be successful in life. I better not talk about that too much, right? Huh? What do you mean? Like, that's true? Is that what you're about to That's about the size of it, unfortunately. Speak not ill, or you shall face the wrath. I just think it's funny how you can't ask questions, no matter where you're at. Asking all the wrong questions. How dare ye? Cowboy Harley Davidson, Beaumont, Texas. I have been to Beaumont.
I've been to Beaumont.
Yeah, do you understand that, Mixed Marshall? Do you understand that? I'm sick of this crap. That's still one of the best memes out there. And the even more funny thing about that is the study that's behind that. That dude says a lot of stuff. He just does not, he doesn't know how to articulate things. I'm not saying he's right about everything he's ever said, but the amount of things that he has said that have eventually been proven correct are a little astounding. That, and I don't know why, a lot of people don't understand. He's the first person to get some video of the Grove, which is an awfully, I don't care who you are, what side you're on. Why does the Grove exist? Why does that go on? How come a bunch of people that claim that they hate each other go and mingle and hang out with each other's? I don't get that. I don't get that. Tell you, growing up when I was a kid, I remember everybody getting all riled up about the day that happened recently, the Never Forgetty times. I remember my parents. I actually won when I was in high school. He was talking. Yeah, he was. He was talking about him a really long time ago. I found that funny. Old Jonesy boy was talking about the Island Man 20 years ago. He was one of the very first people I ever heard talk about that. I used to think it was. I just enjoyed him for the memes. There was a couple of people making, "What's up, Finkelstein? What it do?" But they're here, boys. They're here. Everybody be good. Everybody act right. But anyway, come on. We would have all gone to the island if invited. Hey now. Hey now. I have to say, well, did you see somebody recently had footage from inside, like actually inside the place and all of the murals and everything. They acted like it wasn't as big of a conspiracy as everybody wanted to believe, and it's like, well, it's not about what was in the place, it's about what was going on. That was the problem, right? It's not about like how much furniture they had included. It was about, well, what have you been doing over here, buddy? Why do all these famous people keep flying out here and hanging out? You know, that's why. Don't put that evil on me. That's right. I agree. I agree. We would have bought a new wardrobe. Nice aftershave, but first in that plane. Hey, speak for yourself, dude. I got a kiddo. No, thank you. Oh, Finkelstein entered the chat here and said we would have all been on the plane if we had the opportunity, if we got invited. Nah, I don't think so, dude. No, I don't think so. I think it's a you thing, bud. I think that's a you thing. Beaumont, Texas. Another Beaumont one. But what was I saying about the old? There was something else I remember. I heard the first time I ever heard about the frogs and their metamorphosis was that meme. I think who was it? Placeboing on YouTube. Used to do a lot of videos. He had a video on it. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Got stuck in my head for weeks. And then you learn that well, there's a thing called atrazine that's may or may not have been arousing the frogs in peculiar ways. And the person who's the head over the study is a left-leaning homosexual man. So it was like, well, that's very odd. Why would he lie? Why would he have to lie about it? But that's a funny thing. Makes you wonder what all's been in the water you drink today. That's why I take bone broth. Keeps the caveman in me going. It's been so long since I've seen that dude too. See, they're beaming the information directly into your mind. I'm telling you, it's funny. It's funny at the amount of things that he's pointed at and gone, yeah. And then everybody's like, no, you absolute horrible person. How dare you say things like that? Then like 10, 15 years later, everybody's like, how come we never saw this? How dare they? Where were the whistleblowers the whole time? Like, oh man. Odd things you're not supposed to notice, that's for sure. How dare you? It's all spicy hot up in here.
Unfiltered birth control is not currently being filtered out of the water.
It won't. I don't know why it won't pop up your message there, but I did see that on the screen there. Yeah, I heard that. Mix. I heard that. I heard that that's the case. I heard that there's a lot of things going on. Well, you know, he talked about a long time ago. I remember seeing a meme of him talking about coatings. What's that coating for Teflon? Him talking about Teflon, saying, "Oh, this is gonna be a big thing. Teflon's, it's getting into your bloodstream. It's never gonna come out of your bloodstream." You know, everybody's like, he's a nut job. Don't listen to him. And then you have somebody like Veritasium the other day put out a long form video talking about, we shouldn't be using this. This was made to coat tanks in, but we're still eating it. Like, should have listened way back then. But from what I understand, you can't even. There was no avoiding that anyway. It's in the water supply. I don't know about all that, but I will say, what was it? There was a big controversy about Anne Frank's diary. I can't remember what it was. It was, well, it's the fact that why did you publish that? You know, it was a little girl's private diary. I can't remember the holes to that. I'll tell you another one that and I'm from Alabama, so, you know, I should be also proud, but I've heard some people make some comments lately about Helen Keller and Ann Sullivan, about how that Ann Sullivan was really overplayed how that whole thing went down, and overplayed her abilities pretty. Tuskegee was a terrible thing. Now don't knock Tuskegee. That was a god awful thing that occurred too. You know, I didn't know about that until not too long ago, and I saw some movie we were watching that they make a joke about, it was part of the Tuskegee experiments, and everybody was like, oh. And I was like, what the heck is, and I looked it up, and was like, holy, that is a terrible thing. Holy mess. The fact that they let that go on for so flippin' long, didn't do anything about it, and now they're just like, what are you talking about? You know, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's all look over here. It's like the same thing when the last time yeah, it is super evil. It's like the last time that they tried to balance the budget. Remember that whole thing? It happens every time. Something weird goes on, and then all of a sudden, it's hey, look over here. Don't look over there. Don't be. There's nothing to see over here. We're not trying to balance the budget when they were talking about the disparity in the budget for the Pentagon. You know what happened then? Yeah. I tell you, you know, that's another thing about that. Not to constantly, like I said, I do want to have some sort of a career at some point, but the people dancing on the rooftops, that was an odd thing. I didn't know about that until recently, that there's factual evidence that comes across with that. That is a why? Why? What in the world? Why in the world didn't we look harder into that? And why is that not talked about more? What are the main reasons? Oh, heck, I don't. Yeah, I'm flipping telling you. Yeah, I was not, that's one of those things where it's like I didn't understand that at all. You can't talk too hard and long about all kinds of stuff like that, but I'm just like, all right, look, all of you people are super, super, super. Everyone, especially the people who are very hard about, you got to do that, you got to do that, you got to do that. Where the same people right before that say, I don't trust the government. I don't trust the government. I don't think the government has our best interest in mind. Why would you trust the government? Don't trust the government. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, hey, why aren't you trusting the government? It's like, hey, I don't care who's in office right now. I don't trust this. I don't think this is a good idea. I think why don't you let yes. That whole thing, that was an odd thing. I have never heard about that until this year. And I thought that was an absolute, I thought somebody was pulling my leg about the people on the rooftops. And then you look into it, and there's actual government flipping documentation on that. And there's all kinds of stuff to do with that where you're like, whoa, come on now. What is this about? I mean, that's the same thing. We were talking about it last night. Talking about why doesn't anybody talk about what happened in October in Las Vegas? Like, I don't understand why did that just go away? Why did that just disappear into nothing all of a sudden? Hey, DJ, what's up, bud? Yeah, I don't know why my little sub alert, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Thanks for subbing though, dude, appreciate it. We get to 500 subs, I'm gonna do a little giveaway for anybody in the US. Let me preface that. It'll have to be US based to be able to receive the item, just because I gotta pay for shipping and I ain't rich. We barely paying the bills right now. Conveniently. Yeah. That's an odd thing, right? There's so many weird oddities about that I don't understand why. I don't care what side you're on. Like, you don't have to. Your political opinions are irrelevant for why you should be somewhat concerned about that. Like, why? What's going on here? What's happening here? What's the deal? What's the deal, Scoob? Hey, if you're just tuning in, give me a like, please. I appreciate it. Try to get as many people as we can in here and hang out and have long conversations. Talk about anything and everything. Gotta heal. We gotta talk about all the stuff, right? Well, then there's the they went and had a interview on that country's television, and we're talking about how they were there and this and that they were agents of a certain organization and everything else, and I just don't understand that. I don't understand why. We know that this occurred. We know how. Well, actually, I do understand why we know how this occurred, because you can look. It's like I said, if you can't get anybody in Congress or the Senate to agree on anything on both sides of that table, right? Nobody over here wants to agree with anybody over here. I understand some of the reasons on some of the things. I get it. There's always going to be some disagreements on some certain key topics. But how come every time a certain country comes out and says, hey, can I have some more of that old money you got over there? All that tax dollars that you got over there? Everybody, all these people, especially some of these key people who are just so vehemently hate each other, just like to come out of the woodwork and go, yo, let's give some money to that. Let's give some money to that. I'll give some money to that. And I'm not saying I in any way promote anything to do with organizations that dislike. I'm not on the other side of that whole thing. I'm not on either side of that. I don't want anything to do with other countries. That's my thing. I think people need to stop looking at it as a, oh, you've got to be pro this or pro that. I'm like, I'm just pro stop giving all of our money away to these people who are clearly, one, why are we giving money out of we have so many homeless people here and so much going on over here in 114. Hey, give me some of that money if you want to go for that matter. Like, why quit taking all my money to do it? And then two, like, why that? Why do you all agree on that? Oh, wait, I guess we know why. Because there's a bunch of you folks on both sides of that aisle going and hanging out on islands, enjoying things you shouldn't be enjoying, from what I understand, from what I get out of it. AN 114. And a certain country has people that have camcorders and make sure that you do and vote the way that they want you to vote. Because you got caught doing things you shouldn't be doing in places you shouldn't have been. Or plain and simple, not all of them may have been the dirty folk, but they at least took some money. Something happened. You don't just do that. You don't just go and say, hey, I'm just going to support a whole country that I have nothing to do with, that I wasn't elected to serve, and that I don't have any real reason to constantly say we need to keep handing money to, but yet, hey, let's give them some money, right? Are we all in agreement? We got to give them some money. We got to give them some more money. That's what we really need to do. Hand out more of that money. Anybody else find that odd? Anybody else find that awfully, awfully weird? Maybe I'm brainwashed, right? Maybe I just need to take a trip to a certain place that has some historical relevance and think about what I had to say, right? Think about my actions, huh? What's up, 9 people that are hanging out? We're talking conspiratorial items and taking pictures of clothing to sell onto the internet. Right now we're into a patch of Harley Davidson 2XL t-shirts from year 2000. A lot of them got the tags too. They're real fancy. Real nice, real nice. Y'all real quiet out there. Starting to scare me. Starting to scare me. Need to put, I put up in the past, I put polls up. But I don't know. I guess, like I said, I did the question on last night. What do you eat for breakfast? Where you come from? What's your choice? What's your idea of a hearty, delicious breakfast, right? Enough about that old country that shall not be named. I had some biscuits and gravy today. That's pretty good. RJ, you got all quiet. You still there? You still chillaxing in the back there, dude? Where'd you sneak off to a gym to harass gentlemen?
Not harassing.
Nah, it ain't harassing. I'm joking. I didn't know how to say it. To peruse the options. My bad. That's what I should have said. Did you head off to the gym to peruse the options available at the moment? Mixed Marshall, what's where are you getting all this information from, my guy? Who do I need to tell on? Who do I need to report to Big Brother? How dare you?
Have you ever seen The Giver?
I sure ain't seen The Taker. I've seen Taken.
I've seen Taken.
I've seen Taken. I haven't seen The Taking or The Taker. God, I gotta get a haircut. I'm just too cheap. Gotta work for myself, so who's it hurting besides me? I don't have any like actual required reason to get haircuts all the time anymore, like I did when I worked for BMW and all that. I had to stay presentable when I worked for them, and then same with T-Mobile. You look presentable. Now it's just like, nah. Well, what's the topic of conversation? 6 people hanging out, chilling. What are we talking about? 115. Bless you.
Ew. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Bill Michaels. Say thank you. Bill said bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out. You can't. That's the one thing that'll draw anybody out, right?
What?
Somebody has a sneeze. You gotta say bless you.
Taco.
And 115. I do the same thing. I tell random people what I'm out and about. Ooh, I better get tired. Random people when I'm out and about, if they sneeze, I'm always across whatever place I'm at. I'm always bless you. You ever see some of the weird looks you get when you do that too? People are act like you've cursed their name. Some people do, and then you got the older folks and other people who are normal that just go, "Oh, thank you, appreciate it." I'm not gonna sit and play, but I gotta do my dailies. The day's about to roll over. It's 2:45 in the morning.
Is it really?
Yeah, you need to go get a shower. You're gonna stay up super late tonight. Get you a shower. Get you a shower. Does anybody else play dumb phone games? I have been playing this game, Watcher of Realms, for 2 years. I just hit 2 years on the game the other day. Would I suggest it? No. But I have successfully gotten all the good characters and paid no money. So.
Wow.
I have good luck in gacha stuff like that, though. Gacha stuff gets me. Gets me every time. Oh. That's a fancy one. Got the fancy pinup girl on that one. Got a grizzle bear on the back of it. Everybody loves a grizzle bear. Good old grizzly.
Grizzle bear.
Uh-oh, done ran everybody off. There's only 4 people hanging out now. Oh, we did hit 200 subs though. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
We're at 202 actually. I don't know what the deal with Streamlabs is. Streamlabs, for some reason, I have terrible luck with their alert boxes for YouTube. They just don't want to work. That is, I finally figured out the best way to go about it to where it would actually show an accurate, up-to-date subscribers is if I have a little browser link basically to Social Blade for my channel on Social Blade. And it's just always updating in the corner. It's always up to date in the corner. It's basically like it just pulls open that website that has those up to date numbers and just leaves the website open in the corner. And I cropped it all in so that's all you saw. Can we get to 250 tonight? That would be crazy. I don't think it's possible. I don't think there are that many people out in the world right now. A whole 48 more people? It's impossible. It's improbable. That's for sure. I don't even know 48 people. I don't think there's more than that out there, to be honest with you. I'm not sure that there's more than at least 22 people. I think I know about 22 people. Maybe. Everything else is just an illusion.
More than just know their name?
No, I mean, like, there's more than that people that exist in the world. You know, everything's just generated as you go out. That's all it is. It's a matrix. Oh, it's like that episode of Rick and Morty where they try to get him to give up the sauce. The classic, what is it, the Szechuan sauce episode. The end of it, he talks about the old Szechuan.
Yeah.
Overrated, in my opinion. Szechuan, that is. Rick and Morty is still pretty funny, I have to say. I have had a few good laughs. I have to say, I think I've gotten the most laughs out of the Bush World Adventures, the knockoff Australian version of Rick and Morty. The one episode, or not really an episode, it was like a what do you call it? Collaboration between an artist or a guy on YouTube and them. It's a pretty good one. We gotta go to Bendigo. Gotta go to Bendigo, Morty. Surely everyone that's awake at the moment is either in California or somewhere else in the world, because it is 3 o'clock in the morning almost. For here, in Central Time at least. Central Time. Alright, I did me dailies. Time to knock it off. NC Coast, baby, sleep. Can't sleep. What's up, ooh, 812? Yeah, it seems like everybody that pops in here has some issues with insomnia. If they're in the US, you're in North Carolina, so you're probably an hour past us. What is it, 3:50 in the morning for you? Gotta be late, that's for sure. Got a hot, oh, this is called, the design is hot oil. Nice. Haynes beefy tea. Correct. Yeah, I figured it'd have to be. We're in Alabama, so it's Central Time's 2:50, and then anything past Peoria is going to be an hour later. How do you like it over there in North Carolina? What's it like in them parts? You own a small used game biz. I came across your channel last night. Hey, appreciate it. What kind of used games you do? Like you do like console games? You do arcade games? What kind of games you do? That's super cool that you came across it. Did you watch last night, or did you come across like just the channel? Same house all my life. Yeah, same here. Well, I'm not lived in the same house my whole life. I've lived in different houses, but I've lived in Alabama my whole life, pretty much. I wouldn't count anything, any other place I've lived outside of Alabama really for, it's basically no time at all. Wouldn't add up to probably a full year. Traveled a bit, but that's about it. Cost is awesome. I would never move. Mostly retro console. Yeah, my brother, we were talking about the other day, so I do this, you know, I thrift for a living. And then we do, I don't know if you were on the channel when I was showing off the warehouse there. But we've got about 300 arcade games on the warehouse floor out there. And we repair and restore arcade games. So that's what we're really gonna start doing. They've kind of just, my dad's collected them my whole life, and now he's ready to actually start selling them and restoring them and spending time doing that, trying to make a business out of it. We used to have a family business that was, Alabama's a good place. I like it. Everywhere's got its problems, got its issues, but I do like Alabama. I don't like the heat sometimes, but other than that. But yeah, you got what kind of arcade games you got? I was gonna do a stream, the very first stream I was gonna do before I did this stream, because I was gonna stream for a little bit, and then we're gonna eat dinner, and then I was gonna stream some more afterwards, but it just didn't work out that way. But I was gonna stream playing Police Trainer, which is the game that we're getting ready right now. Freddy Krueger pinball, that's pretty sweet. The coolest pinball we've got is gonna have to be probably gonna have to be Safecracker. It's a pretty coveted one though. People like the Safecracker. We do have a Flintstones though. I love the Flintstones. Yeah, we got some dust collecting on our stuff too, dude. I gotta get on with it and actually start restoring some of these. But me and my brother were talking about not too long ago about how you could go into the thrift store and buy. He showed me a sticker on the back of a Nintendo DS. I think it was a DS Lite maybe, or it might have been like one of the original 3DSs, but he had a sticker for America's Thrift Store on the back of it, or it wasn't America's, it was whatever thrift store was in that place before then. But I think he paid $5 for it or something like that. Oh my God, at what people charge these days. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I like some pinball now. We've got a few electromechanical pinballs. We've only got the only two we have that aren't electromechanical are gonna be Safecracker and the Flintstones. Everything else is the old school, all the clicking and clacking with all the various mechanical bits. That's amazing how those work. I like one of the channels I like to watch. I'm sure everybody's come across them by now. They're so big, but Technology Connections. And I thought it was awesome when Technology Connections did the video on electromechanical pinball machines. And the one they used, the pinball machine they used for it was Aztec. And it's a Bally Aztec. I don't have an Aztec, but growing up my whole life in the corner of my room was Bow and Arrow by Bally. And it's basically the same type thing. It's the same style. It looks just about the same, just a different theme. And I love that game. We still have it. It's still over there. But I can the sound of all the God, what do they call? I'm drawing a blank, but the all the relays clicking and clacking in there. And then whenever you it did the last little bit, so it decides whether or not you get a free game or not. And if you hear the loud clacking sound where the it shoots that little rod out and hits the cabinet, where you know if you got the free game or not. It's one of the best sounds. Do I own any consoles or games? There's some good oldies that are worth it. I have, as far as consoles go, I've got one of like we have one of all of the old consoles. Like I remember, I think my favorite console over all the time would have to be probably the Genesis. I played the most time on the Genesis. I love playing. My favorite game on it would have to be either that or I spent, like everyone else, I spent hours and hours and hours and hours renting. We probably paid for 3 copies of it by the time we were done with it. Renting Donkey Kong 64 from Blockbuster back in the day. I don't know why they never did. My mom never would buy it. I always asked her, I'm like, why don't we just buy it? Just buy it. No. And the bad part about it was you had to pay extra because you had to rent the Rumble Pack with it. Because it wouldn't play without the Rumble Pack. It snapped onto the bottom of the controller or the back of the controller. Had to have the Rumble Pack. So she had to rent that, had to rent the other, and we'd rent it for like a week at a time. Several times we rented it. Never did beat it. I went back and tried to play it the other day. And I need to go through and actually just finish it one day. Probably it's one of the games I've spent the most time playing though. That and then Contra Hardcore on the Genesis. That's one of my favorites too. I love Contra Hardcore. I hear you there, dude. Well, hey, come hang out another time. Head out and get you some sleep, dude. Appreciate you coming by. Do me a favor, leave me a like if you didn't leave a like, just because it helps attract more people to it. The algorithm prefers the likes these days. And if you want to come hang out again, make sure you sub. I'm gonna try. I'm really gonna make an attempt. I'm gonna try to do this at least daily for a while, and then get a schedule. We're gonna get up a bunch of people in. I tell you, it's funny about South Park. If you ain't heading out already, I remember the console we got back in the day. My grandmother won. We couldn't afford it. My parents couldn't afford getting the N64. Really, mainly because I have 2 brothers, and whatever one got, if they'd have to buy them what they wanted of some sort of equal value, and they couldn't afford to do all that with all of it. Oh, cool, man. I appreciate it. But my grandmother actually, she was awesome. She won an N64 playing bingo for me. She had the option to get it or like I think $250 cash or something like that at the time. It was right when the N64 came out. But she got me an N64, and I think it came with South Park. Was one of the games it came with. It was South Park. Wildly enough, I don't know why. It's a weird one to come with. But South Park and what was the other one? Duke Nukem 64. It was a weird combination of games, and I was pretty young. And I remember my parents made me trade made me trade off South Park because they didn't want me to have it. And I traded it with my cousin. I got Zelda, and then I ended up trading Zelda for. I used to hear them cussing. Oh yeah. My dad, I tell you, when my dad did that with, Yeah, yeah, that's hilarious that you thought it was a kid. See, that's kind of my parents had heard of South Park before that. We used to be real. They used to be real heavy into the church, and they of course had told them be on the lookout for those types of things. We this is a weird upbringing, but they I remember my dad getting all upset about what was the Duke is awesome. But that was the funny thing is they didn't take Duke away. They made me trade off South Park to my cousin, but they let me keep Duke. And then one day, my mom and dad, that's what I was gonna say. My mom came in and saw me in the strip club section on Duke and was like, "What is that?" It's like, "Oh, it's like the dance place." I knew full well what it was. And like, "Oh no, it's a dance place. Is that a strip club?" No, Mom, no, that's not got nothing to do with that. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
My God.
And then of course, I had to trade that away. And then I think she heard after that, like, he would say random phrases throughout while you were playing. I'm here to chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum. And my mom would be, I think my mom heard that while she was in there too. It was like, oh no. Oh yeah, I never played any of those growing up. When I first got the opportunity to play Grand Theft Auto, it had been so long after. I remember all of my friends were into Vice City when it came out. It's like, oh my God, it's so amazing! You got to play it. And my parents were vehemently against it. And yeah, and I've never really played too much Diablo. You ought to check out Path of Exile. If you never played Path of Exile, you'd really like it. It's really complicated to get into in the beginning, but it's super rewarding, like Diablo is, except for it's got an online element to it, which I think is really cool. And the way they do it is really nice if you haven't played it. But I love Path of Exile. It's one of my favorites. But I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. What was I talking about, babe? You weren't listening.
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah.
I was too listening. What the heck?
I'm messing with you. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto. By the time I got to play it, I finally went over to somebody's house that had it. So they're pretty strict about who I could go and hang out with too. But I finally went over to somebody's house that had it, and I just didn't care. It was already way past Vice City. They'd already come out. I think it was probably, I can't remember. San Andreas had already come out. Like there were so many good ones that had already come out, and it was just like, I don't know. By the time I could play it, I was old enough to where my parents gave a crap what I did anyway. It wasn't their decision. They didn't care anyway. And I don't know. The allure of playing the game that you're not supposed to play had already worn off. Yeah, it would have been PS2 would have been the first time I would have come in contact with it, but I never got to play it. I remember the whole controversy about the digital boobies in the original version they had to cut out. Wasn't that what it was? Or it was there was a digital scene where you could get in. That's what it was. You could get into a car and it would have like a almost Sims-esque cutscene of the dirty occurring. And what do they call it? Something about coffee. It was like donuts or coffee was the patch that came out to fix that. I can't even remember. Something along those lines. And it was real controversial. People were real upset about that. Like, oh, you're censoring my game. And it's like looking back in reality, it's like, oh my God, that is so tame compared to what happens these days on stuff. You got kids, when we were a skating rink and we were still open, you had kids in here rolling in, singing Doja Cat and crap like that were like 8, 7. I'm like, my parents would have killed me if I was involved in some of the things that you're involved in here. Oh my God, that sucks, dude. What were you gonna try to flip them? In 117, he had 20 PS2s back in the day when they first came out, and somebody broke into their car and stole them.
Dang.
That sucks, dude. 20 PS2s back in the day. That's a few grand right there. Dang. So you always been in the business of selling consoles and stuff? Dang, it must have been somebody from over there. They gotcha. It's messed up, dude.
What? It was what?
There was the Toys R Us employee said had it been Toys R Us employee, they were the only ones that knew that they had them. Scummy people, dude. That's awesome. I grew up in I missed a couple of doing bad with my listens tonight. I missed a couple of photos. But I grew up when I was 10 years old. My parents, this place that we're in right now, was used to be a skating rink, like an old school roller skating rink. My parents got way back when I was, like I said, I was 10. They bought it, so I would have been in third or fourth grade, yeah. And I was always the guy whose parents had the skating rink. Met all my friends through it. Had all kinds of fun times. It was great. Kept it open for 20 years. We ran it. I ran it for about me and my wife ran it for about the last 5 years we were open. And my parents, well, you know, they ran it, but I worked in it way earlier than that too. Am I still close to my parents? Yeah, I'm close to my parents. I see my dad every day. I see my mom fairly often. They're together, she just doesn't come around very much over here. She's got PTSD from having to run the skating rink. She doesn't like coming over here. We spend a lot of time over here doing the business. And there's a reason why we don't do the skating rink anymore, unfortunately. Things have just gotten to the point of where everybody wanted to sue you. Everybody wanted to cause trouble. I can't tell you how many arguments I got into with people before we closed, saying, you know, hey, you got to go. Like, you can't act like that in here. This is not. You got to leave. I'm telling you to leave. And they'd be like, you can't make me leave. This is public property. I'm like, do you understand what public property is? Do you really understand those words? Do you understand what you're saying right now? Because this is not public property. This is most certainly private property, and we own this. It took us 20 years to pay for it, but we own this, and no, you need to leave. And I'd have to call the cops, and it got to the point where I had to call the cops every weekend before we closed to have them come and escort somebody off the property because they just wouldn't leave. They didn't believe that they had to leave. My God. Try to convince Blockbuster to rent DVDs. We had a player, but I had to buy the DVDs, so I just started selling them. Renting was ridiculous. I just came and buy them. I understand that. Grew up in a skate rink, dude. Like I said, I grew up in it. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do when I was a kid. My wife grew up in a skating rink, but she grew up in one that was near her. She's not. We're both from Alabama, but she's from South Alabama and I'm from North Alabama. We just met later in life. I do miss Blockbuster. I think anybody who ever went to Blockbuster. Kids these days, you know, it's one of those whole things, the good old kids these days. I'm not that old. I'm only 31, but it's weird at the disparity in what went down, you know, from people that were 20 years older than me and people that are 20 years younger than me. There's a large difference in the experience that it's like you really can't understand the glory before the internet age, like the feeling of going, and you know, it's been said a million times, but going and picking out stuff from the GameStop, going to the midnight releases of Call of Duty and all that stuff, going to getting a new game when it came out and having to go pick it up and seeing the box and reading the back of the box on the way home and waiting on the new thing. There's so much fun to that. I remember I went to several Call of Duty midnight releases at the old GameStop. Me and my buddy used to stay up super late, and it was the only time I ever drank coffee. We'd drink coffee and stay up all night. So the only other thing we'd drink coffee and stay up all night. I remember for years as a kid, all my buddies from the skating rink, they'd stay over afterwards, right after the skating rink closed, and we'd get pizza and all that, and we'd hang out and have little slumber parties, wood cutting on RuneScape all night, trying to get those magic logs so that we could afford the fancy armor sets and get our dragon longsword. Or get our abyssal whip. Now the dragon longsword pretty quick. Get the abyssal whip. Back in the days where that whip was worth money. The old dueling days. I remember dueling and losing my bank account. Waking up and my buddy had gotten on a hot streak dueling, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's all gone. Can't believe they got rid of that. It's a sad day. People are using it to real world trade. Yeah, there's a thing called dueling in RuneScape where what you could do was anchor. Yeah, Scottsboro ain't too terribly far off from where we are. It's not crazy far off. But there was a mini game in RuneScape where you could go and stake. It's called staking. And you would put up, we would say, hey, we're gonna fight, and then it would give you this menu, and you both had to agree on what you were allowed to wear, or what you like as far as like if you could have armor on or not have armor on, or if you could just have a weapon, if you could move, if it was gonna be a whole playing field, if you could use range or melee, all this stuff, right? Yeah. And people used to go and duel, and you could stake money in your bank account or items or anything. And what you would do is, if you wanted to get you some money up, you'd go to the dueling arena, and you would sit around and duel people and stake like money or items and stuff like that. And then you would try to beat them. And if you beat them, you might double your bank account. You know, all that good stuff. It is beautiful out here, man. It really is. Like I said, it's spicy hot right now, but you know, we went to, we're going to Japan at the beginning of the year, and we went, what, a year ago?
No.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, we went to Japan, and I was surprised at how spicy hot it gets over there. It feels like Alabama, to be honest. So I would say I thought we had the worst heat out there, but apparently not. Apparently not. It was as bad, if not worse in some places. We were walking through Kyoto, about melted. We went in August though, which is the worst time to go for the heat. So, kind of asking for it. RJ's the dude, man. He just got back from prowling the gyms. I think RJ's passing out. He's probably tired. He's up late last night. Check that one out. It's a awfully year 2000-esque item there. Webbed. Classmates from. I hated it. They closed. Yeah, man, it was a sad day when they closed them down. It was a sad day. We had, I remember where ours was. The building's still there. It's just I think it's like an Aaron's now or something like that. Some nowhere near as good establishment. We had, I'll tell you that, and then Movie Gallery lived on for a bit longer after that. I remember going to Movie Gallery quite a lot. Do you have a movie gallery down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Movie Gallery I think was...
Yeah, we never went to it though. I always went to Blockbuster. I think I went to Movie Gallery like one time.
See, we just went to Movie Gallery because it stayed open longer. It didn't close as early as Blockbuster did. Or as quickly as Blockbuster did.
I think that's the only time we went into Movie Gallery. Movie Gallery was after Blockbuster
Had already shut down.
Yeah.
I tell you what I remember, what I missed too. It used to be up on the hill over there. Flipping Quiznos. I miss Quiznos. I never liked Subway. So y'all sell all kinds of merchandise. Yeah. I pretty much sell anything. Yeah, man. I think that's a lot of people just have fond memories like that of the good old Blockbuster. There was a feeling you got when you got to, when you went and you were looking for whatever new movie came out or what everybody had been talking about. There wasn't any Netflix. There wasn't anything on demand for things to get boring. It was just, you had that one movie, you had to pick what you wanted to see, and it didn't matter, when we went, you only pick, my parents only let us pick a couple of movies and a game if we were, lucky. And, like I said, we mostly burn ours on. I remember I did get, I remember the thing what we probably got the most was, it had to have been Donkey Kong 64 was the one that we rented the absolute most. And then, there was something to see. Yeah, there really is. I don't know. You were more hyped up about it, and you didn't. Even if it wasn't as good of a movie as some of these movies you look back on, you watch, and you're like, God, what? I thought this was a whole lot better than this is a whole lot worse than I remember it being. There's some that you don't. There's some that are like, oh, this is so much better than I remember it being, because you get some of the references later in life that you didn't get in the beginning there. But I don't know, things got away with being worse just because it was like, well, you wanted it to be good. You wanted it to be a decent pick. You didn't want to get it and go, oh God, this is terrible. I remember renting Aragon back in the day, and looking back, I rewatched that not too long ago. I'm like, man, this is not good. There's a reason why they only ever made one of these. But, back in the day, I remember my buddy who always, all the movies he would always rent would have to be something medieval like that, or something pertaining to RuneScape-esque things, because that was just our thing. And he was all into Aragon. All his usernames on all the games were Dragonheart or Dragon's Heart or Dragon Slayer and this and that. Good times. I do hate it for, I think there's definitely, I think people today are missing out when it comes to being able to, having the type of choices we had when it came to that. And there's something to this ability to, I don't know, there's just too much overload now. There's just too much going on with all that. There's too much, you're being exposed to too much too quickly and constantly. The attention span is just not there anymore. And I have to say, I say that as in myself as well. My attention span has waned significantly since, I think we were talking about it last night, since the 60-second videos came along, Like, it just kills your attention span with, there's no long form anymore. You don't watch long form content. You don't sit and get excited about something and hyped up about something to have to wait on it and see it, Same with the movies and all that too. Like, I remember going to the movies and being hyped up to go see the new Harry Potter when it came out, and going to the midnight premiere. We went all the midnight premieres for every Harry Potter after Prisoner of Azkaban, and going to, we went to all of the Hunger Games when they came out back in the day and saw all of those. There's just something to it. There's something to getting out and doing that, waiting on it, getting hyped up about it, and that being the thing on your mind at the time. I feel like I was a lot more creative back then than I am today when it comes to all that. Now it's all, well, I've watched that, time to watch the next one. Watch that, time to watch the next one. I watch a little bit. I find myself, I'm trying not to more these days, but where I'm just like I'm skipping through YouTube videos. Like I'll see the title of it and I'm like, I'll watch a couple of minutes of it and like they're talking a ton in between it and like I just really want to know what the title has to do or what the thumbnail, where it plays in at. So I'm sitting here hitting the arrow key, skipping through. Well, did I miss something? Let me go back a little bit. Oh, okay. Especially with like those crime things. Like those crime things get me all the time. They're like, I wish they didn't, but they do. They get me all the time. For like husband murdered wife and thought he was gonna get away with it. This is the dirty little secret thing. Yeah, it is. You can do that. My brother, you can get in books that come out fairly recent too doing that. My brother has a subscription. Hey, if you have a library card. Sorry. If you have a library card, you can actually, which kind of defeats it, but you can rent them online too through your library card. Some things. I think there are some limits on like the time frames on when you can. But yeah, there is still some merit to having a library card, to my understanding.
Having a library card?
Yeah, you can rent books. Remember?
Oh yeah, you can rent books online.
You can rent books. You can rent movies at the library for free. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff like that you can. It's definitely different. Things are different. I think it is something. I think people are missing out who didn't get to experience that. You see all these videos all the time of people having the nostalgia for that prior time, but you really can't understand it unless if you grew up past the point of really Netflix. You really can't understand it. If your first run-ins with technology or with the internet and technology were post Netflix, you're just missing out, man. You really are. There was something about it's a different kind of dopamine, It wasn't a constant exposure of dopamine. It was a slow burn and a big lead up and okay, all right, let's go. We got to go pick the movie out. Let's go pick the movie out. We got to pick the movie out. Then let's go to the movie. We got to go to the movie. We're going to the movies. We're waiting on the movie. The movie's coming out soon. It's coming out, and come in this fall, this and that. You're getting hyped up, all these commercials and things for it all the time. They have these big campaigns where all these brands would get involved and be on the back of your cereal box and all this stuff. There was so much more build up to the dopamine rush than today, where it's like, all right, I'm done with this 6-second video. I'm done with this 6-second video. I'm done with this 6-second video. And then you'll have like compilations of 6-second videos and a 60-second video. And it's like, it's just constant. The dopamine never ends. And it does something to you. It messes with you. It messes with me. And I grew up prior to that age. It messes with me. It's changed the way my brain works. We've been talking about it. I've tried significantly to stay off of shorts and reels. I don't have TikTok. And I always talked about, when TikTok came out, like, I ain't doing TikTok. I ain't getting anywhere near that. It's bad for you. It does bad stuff to you. It messes up your attention span and this and that. And then, I did no better. They came out with shorts on YouTube. Well, I watch shorts all the time. I did stop that significantly. But I'd watch shorts all the time. Get on Facebook. You think Facebook's for old people? You ain't gonna have to worry about that stuff. Nobody's on Facebook anymore, and then you're sitting there scrolling through hours of reels on Facebook, and you're like, "Oh my God, what occurred?" And I find it's getting everybody. Well, see, that's the problem. I refuse to get TikTok too. I haven't had TikTok. But have you ever watched a YouTube short? I bet you have. It's TikTok. It's the same content that's being posted to TikTok, but they're just posting it to other platforms so they can get more views. It's the same thing. It's the exact same content. So you're not giving China your information, which is nice and all, but yeah, that's not welcome here, dog. Not welcome here. You can be funny and you can have fun with it, but it's not my kind of humor. I'm definitely down with some trolling. You can troll whoever you want to all day long, but not down with that one. Yeah, they own a lot more stuff. They own a lot more stuff than I feel comfortable with. I can tell you that right now. That and just the way that they treat their people is not. It's not what I like. Not what I enjoy. People like to have this big old fit about a lot of these countries that are always in the news, and it's like, you ever seen what goes down over in them parts? You'd be some of the things that I didn't realize were happening over there, like the. Not to get into all that. I'm sure you've probably seen anything to do with that. It's just not. It's not a good place. Not a good place if you want to be a free person. That's for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 8 done with those already. No, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we got 19 done. Cool. I didn't know they owned Spotify, but who's listening to Spotify these days anyway, dude? I never did listen to Spotify, though, if we're being honest. I also grew up in the fantastic times of LimeWire and FrostWire. So I'm glad that's taking a comeback now. It's getting to be awfully discouraging how many people want to take your money every month. It's not good enough to just buy a product or a service. It's like, all right, so we appreciate you buying this thing. Now you're going to give us this much a month and sign here. And it's just like every time you turn around, you can't get anything. You can't just pay for anything. You got to pay monthly for everything. Everybody's going to, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy about it. And it's just like, that's like the mentality of today. It used to be a meme, and now it's like, dude, it's such a reality. You don't get to own anything. Nobody can buy a house. The housing market's going down like that. It's not like it used to be. You gotta rent your apartment. You gotta pay monthly for your cell phone, let alone your cell phone bill. I remember when you used to, I have to say, I understand the whole thing with a 2-year contract versus today's, it's the same either way, supposedly. That's the way AT&T and T-Mobile would like to act like it is. If you're paying monthly for your phone or you're signing up for a 2-year contract, it's the same. It's the same either way. No, I remember back in the day, my bill didn't skyrocket and I paid the same amount and I was going to have a phone bill anyway. So it wasn't like it mattered if I was in a contract with it, but I got me a new cell phone and I didn't have to pay an arm and a leg. Now you got to pay $1,200 for your cell phone. Have a great night, man. Appreciate you coming by. Who says hello and have a good night.
Good night. Ew.
Were you talking about that? Or are you talking about your game?
Oh, this video.
Oh, you watch some videos over there? You shorten?
I got on here, so I was looking up how to find or to finish out my day on starting before I got up.
Well, what era is everybody else from? Where do you grow up at? What was the fun thing when you were a kid? And if you're a kid, how do you feel about everybody telling you all the time things used to be cooler than they are today? Sounds like you and I grew up in a real similar era, RJ. Sounds like we're probably pretty. I think you said you're mid-20s, right? So you're not far behind me. We had a similar life. Yeah. We had similar goes, man. Yeah. Those were, you know, there's a thing called, I showed her the video of it the other day. I love good old Vsauce. I wish you would put out more content. Those are the good days of YouTube, in my opinion. But I remember watching the video on, he's got a video on Juvenoia, where there's always, yeah, you're probably my, well, yeah, you're probably my little brother's age then. I've got a little brother who's, how old is Jacob? Jacob's getting up there now. He's older than you are, isn't he? I can't remember if he is. Jacob's not as old as you. You're the same as Joshua.
Yeah.
So Joshua's how? You're 28, so Jacob would be 27 or 26?
27.
Jacob's 27, yeah. My youngest brother is 27.
Him and Briar are the same age.
Yeah. Yeah, my youngest brother's 27. The middle brother's 28. It's the same age as my wife, and then I just turned 31 not too long ago. Not too terribly long ago. What am I doing, dude? I keep skipping pictures, man. I can't quit skipping pictures. This is a huge jacket. This thing is massive. Got some fluff to it. But I don't know, the thing about Juvenoia is what I was going to say about that is, like, there is something, I'm sure there is something to all that, where you're always going to think the generation before you was better than the one that comes after you, and you're going to be resistant and not understanding of the younger opinion on things that happen. But I don't know, there's a lot of things I think that I agree with a lot of the kids coming around these days, and there's just, I don't know, there's some times where I feel so out of touch where I'm like, am I really getting to be this old? Am I old now? Is this how this feels? I thought I was supposed to get way older than 30 to feel this way. Like, I just really didn't think that moment would come as early as it did. But I think there's also the way the generational gaps are happening these days. It's so much quicker than it used to be. Like, there's such a giant divide in generations compared to, like, me and people who grew up in the 80s and people who grew up in the 90s have such a, we have a very, very similar point of view. Yeah, you know, I wasn't listening to cassette tapes by the time I was a kid, but I remember when CD MP3s came out. I remember when the MP3 player came out, you know, and people in the 80s were like, oh, you know, that's a huge thing, but in the grand scheme of things, not really. I mean, they had been constantly. What's up, Andy Gee? Have I seen the news? What news have I seen? I try not to watch the news, dude, to be totally honest with you. I could care less most of the time. Is this a good burn, or is this I'm down for a troll, feel free. As long as it's not, I hate to even freaking say hate related, but just don't be, not even necessarily that. I'm cool with, you know, people getting, I'm cool with edgy stuff. I just, there's an extent right now. Just Sky News story, shocking Sky News story on the TV. Just seen it live. Are you just trying to get me to, like, look up Sky News or what? What do you mean? I'm not a huge Sky News person either, to be totally honest with you. I'm not a huge mainstream media kind of person. Fox, CNN, Sky, any of them. What's the Mr. Beast is gay anyway? Yeah, I don't like Mr. Beast. I'm not a fan of Mr. Beast. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not. After, you know, the dude who, you know, what was his name? Dog Pack or whatever it is. I'm not necessarily saying that he was right about anything and everything, but Mr. Beast never sat right with me. They were kids. Is it something to do with Mr. Beast? Is there some Mr. Beast related stuff actually going on, or are you just baiting me into Googling it? By the way, welcome back, It's Will. It's 3:30 in the morning. It'd be an odd time to break news. Are you talking about, what are you talking about the Mr. Beast thing? Or something to do with Mr. Beast there, Andy? Or are you talking about the current president, saying things that he's, something about, the tisms? What are you talking about? Because that's all I see on there is them talking about they've found out what's causing the tisms. Supposedly. What supposedly is the thing that they're saying is causing the tisms? What use? Paracetamol. Tylenol. Is that what it is? It's just Tylenol? Is that what paracetamol is? Acetaminophen. Wow. That would be, is autism now. Age 13 to 15. I don't know what you're talking about, Andy Gee. That's confusing. I don't know what you're talking about with all that. I do see where they're saying, supposedly, that Tylenol use in pregnancy is risk of the tisms. And the tisms is, you know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Andy. I think you're the only one that's seeing that, dude. You got your own you got your own feed there, dude. You didn't take Tylenol while you were... You did? Oh, shit.
Yeah. Why?
Supposedly, it's increased risk of the tisms for children. We're not gonna talk about that.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna worry about all that.
They don't know what causes it. They don't.
No, they don't know what causes it. Well, that's Donald Trump. Yeah, that's Donald Trump saying he knows.
Like, this isn't.
I'm not gonna take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I took it like once or twice. It didn't even work, but that's all I could take whenever I had a really bad headache. You probably would have to take that stuff on the hour as many times a day as you're allowed to take it during that entire time.
Doc, I see absolutely nothing about Mr. Beast on here. I don't. Mr. Beast is getting exposed again 2 months ago. He won't stop 1 month ago. Nothing. I see nothing about Mr. Beast. Regardless, he's not a good guy just by the type of content he puts out. This whole let me give you some money, smile for the camera, smile for the camera, smile for the camera. I don't like that crap. I'm not a big fan of that. Never been a big fan about that. So we were talking about, you know, hey, if we ever did, you know, why it would be a long shot if we ever did get a, you know, a big YouTube channel. I don't even want, donations feel dirty, to be honest, dude. I might change my mind about that one day, but I'd rather not even do that. I'd rather you just, you know, patronize my business or something if you want to do that. Get something out of it. I feel like people are too compelled these days to try and meet the kindness that they crave with, you know, handing out money to it. I don't like that. I feel like it feels like you're taking advantage of people, in my opinion. I mean, if somebody just wants to donate because they enjoy their creator or whatever, I understand that. I have given money to people or purchased things. I mostly purchase merch if I like what you're doing and like what you got and want to support you in some capacity, just because you know, something to remember it by, and it's not just online panhandling at that point. I appreciate it. I've gotten you fold up 1,000,000,001 jackets and you get to the point of where it just comes second nature, dude. AN 120. Yeah, nobody, Andy Gee, you're gonna have to post some proof, dude. Just nobody's seeing the same thing you're seeing. Nobody see it, my guy. Okay. That's a Bass Pro Shops. Quilted nylon jacket. Oh.
I don't really see about it. I saw something about it. I just can't find because all the doctors are saying.
Oh, you're talking about the TISM stuff. Yeah, you're not talking about. I thought you was talking about Mr. Beast. Old boy was talking about something to do with Mr. Beast. He was trying to insinuate Mr. Beast was diddling children. I did see where his buddy that has made some changes recently. I did see where he was diddling children, grooming the kids.
See, I thought that was like old news though. About
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's old stuff, and I haven't heard anything about the Beast Boy himself being involved in it. He's just a dick, in my opinion, just a handler of pans. You know what's hilarious? That probably was Mr. Beast. He was trying to get me to talk nice about him so he could hand me $1,000 or $1 million in a Tesla. I don't know. I don't care nothing about all that, dude. Keep your Tesla. I don't care nothing for all that.
I don't even know.
That would be like,
What's a good news thing to like read about it, or does it matter?
read about what? It doesn't. There's no, the same 3 companies own all of the news outlets. There's not even any, in my opinion, there's not even any reading all of them to try to, you know how everybody loves to say that too. You can read all of the news outlets to get the whole picture, right? You have to, you get this spin from this news outlet, and you get that spin from that news outlet, and then by the time you get all of the spin, you'll have the full picture. And it's like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe that all of them are owned by the same people, and they all do the same crap, act the same way, put out the same nonsense. Sometimes they put out conflicting nonsense so that you go, well, I don't know about that. That one said that. I don't know about that. They all are coordinated nonsense. I think they're good for finding out whether or not there's been an earthquake or some Sorry, didn't mean to do that. I usually plug it up while I'm streaming, and I had to change the good old gibble out earlier, and when I did, I unplugged it. So it's my bad. Who was paying $54 for these Nautica shirts? That's what I want to know. Dang, this is another long sleeve. Crap. There's 2 more long sleeves. Crap. Pull these back. I don't know. You can't really resell. I don't know. Some of those Hollister shirts I used to wear when I was in high school do go for some decent money these days. Especially, I had a plethora. All of my Hollister shirts had some very perverted saying on it that was just on the line of getting you in trouble, but had just enough deniability where you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. You're being perverted, Mr. Principal. So they were really good ones, but I don't know who was paying. These are from back in early 2000s. I don't know who was paying $50-something for Nautica at that time, though. Was Nautica ever really that popular? That's what I'm curious of. They definitely aren't paying it these days. I don't know who's paying that these days. It ain't. I haven't seen anybody paying these kind of crazy prices I see on some of these tags. Whew. When I bought all this stuff, I didn't even factor in these. These were, throw them in and I'll take them. Dang, I'm running out of room. Maybe I should do all of the, maybe I'll do all the long sleeves and then I'll do all the polos after. Do that. Got any more? Chocolate bar, though. No. Chocolate bar. How much people paying for chocolate bar? 30. I've finally cleared out. I've almost cleared out the dang rack back there. Fun fact, if you've been watching my little clothes rack dangling around back there this whole time, that's actually the skeleton of an old crane game called The Big Choice. You can look it up. It's called The Big Choice. We used to have it in our skating rink when we were younger, and there's a funny story behind why it got destroyed, but it got broken down and destroyed, and that's the frame that all the wood was mounted to. And my dad kept it because he thought, well, maybe one day in the future we'll use it, and it turned out to be a really good clothes rack. So it's all like steel tubing. It's fancy. Came in handy, that's for sure.
They have no idea.
No, I figured so.
I'm sitting here reading this, and some of the things I guess Trump commented on or whatever. He's like, "This is from my personal experience."
Yeah, he could say
like,
grain of salt. Grain of salt. I wouldn't put too much credence into it.
I'm telling for you, because I feel like it worries you more than it does me. I'm not.
Not really.
I mean, I hope that doesn't sound bad.
No, I don't. I mean.
I don't want to get anything that's unnecessary, but I do think these things have once been eradicated, and children in our current time have passed away from these things that could have been prevented. That we do plan to travel.
Yeah.
And I just.
Hey, somebody sold one of these for $32 recently.
I don't know, the one thing kind of outweighs the other. Well, he's fine too.
He is. Oh, that's fine.
I think there's a lot of things that can be contributing to that in there. Not only that, the spectrum, it is so, like, the whole spectrum, like, it could be caused by anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower.
Go take a shower.
Read it all up.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you down a rabbit hole.
I saw something about it earlier and I couldn't find just like a little breakdown, so I had to go through articles to read about it. They're still going on Tylenols the safest painkiller to take.
Yeah.
During pregnancy, but to use it in dire need situations and stuff.
Yeah. No, my gimbal has died again.
Did you charge it?
Yeah, I did. It's just time. We've been on here for a couple hours straight.
Oh. How many people are on?
I don't know right now. It was like 5 or 6 a minute ago. It was 11 when the camera died. I hate doing this. It's so annoying. 5. 5 whole people. No halflings. Tired. Let me know when you get in bed.
Alright.
I'll be up soon. Get a better. I don't care. Don't bother me. I wouldn't worry about it. Well, let me know if you just get in the bed before I come up. Ah, come on. Oh, I might finish this and a couple more, and then I might call it. That's probably like, got 20 something done today at least. Got a few done at the least. Well, for you folks that have been hanging around for a while, what, y'all got any suggestions on something you'd like to see? If you haven't been around, there's plenty of stuff for us to get into. I just need to figure out what direction to take it in. I've got all these arcade games. I've got, if you want to see some gameplay on some arcade games and some arcade game repair and rejuvenating some of these puppies, I got some of that. Got some, got this business. Do this. This is what I do for a living right now. This and anything else that pays that I don't have to work for somebody else doing. I've got, do the 3D printing and the painting thing. I need to get back. I need to do some more of that. Really need to do. I want to do some more of that pretty soon. I gotta earn it, unfortunately. When you work for yourself, you have to put in the time that you have to put in to be able to pay the old bills there. And lately, like I said, it's been slow, so I've had to put in more time than I have been putting into it just to make sure it continues to roll and go. Plus, I got all these debt piles I have to get through. I've been doing that a lot lately just to get through those. Which are coming along. I know it seems ridiculous and it looks ridiculous if you can see all these piles of clothes behind me to think that I've gotten somewhere with this whole thing, but it really is. I've come along quite a bit recently, especially hanging out with you guys and doing it that whole way, having some people to talk to while I get the work done. I'll smell that for a second. Let's see. Ooh, I don't want it to have a stank. But I have gotten a lot done with that, and I appreciate everybody that's come by and hung out and kept me company while I get all that done. It helps immensely to not be alone at 4 o'clock in the morning with no one to talk to, because my wife usually doesn't. She's been coming down because I've been asked her to come hang out with the stream, but usually, you know, she's got to take care of the kiddo. I'm just by myself doing this stuff, and it's super boring. I enjoy it. I do enjoy my job. I enjoy what I do. Don't get me wrong. No shade on the thing that pays my bills, but it gets awfully monotonous sometimes. Awfully monotonous and awfully lonely. Especially, you know, this kind of job. You really don't have to see a whole lot of people. Like every day I wake up, get online, do my couple of listings, do my delistings, check the store to make sure that everything is good to go there. There's, you know, get the orders ready, whatever happened from the day before, and then, you know, I only get out during the day to go over to the post office, drop off the packages. And then I go to the Salvation Army. And then I come home. Right now, while I've got all these debt piles, one, I really can't afford to go sink all the money into new product right now. And two, I don't need to sink all the money into new product. I've got too much product as it is. It needs to be online. If I don't do anything but slash prices and get rid of it, I need to get rid of it. I can't wear any of these clothes. I don't want any of these clothes. I bought these to make, you know, money off of, to try and have a business that sustains me being able to spend time with my wife and kids. So I gotta get it online. Nobody can buy it if they can't see it, you know? I don't know. But it sets up the cruel cycle of doing the same thing every day and being bored. Did I get both of those? I did. I did get the front. I gotta get the back. Make sure there's no boogery bits on the back. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the support and all the subbing and the hanging out, and the talking, and the conspiracies. That's been real fun tonight. I do enjoy a good conspiracy. Do enjoy a good conspiracy. And, you know, I like to reminisce. Did some good reminiscing tonight about good old Blockbuster in the movie gallery. It's always fun. Always fun. Saw a couple of the old folks from last night's stream. I appreciate y'all being regulars too, if y'all are checking this out after the fact. Good old Rip. I don't know where you were tonight, Lucy, but see you this next time, I'm sure. We'll see you again soon. And then good old RJ. RJ the Great. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you coming and giving me some folks to talk to and hang out with. Hope you're doing good today, Frank. You were on last night for a good long while. Maybe we'll see you next time. Maybe I won't get on so dang late this next time. And have a little bit extra time to hang out. All the boys together. And the ladies. We had some other cool people roll in last minute last night from outside of the country. It's cool to get different perspectives of things, you know what I mean? It's cool to get a different little view of the world. I think my view of the world is far too small sometimes. I'll tell you, my mind and my opinion and my thoughts of various things morph and change constantly based on the information I'm given. I mean, if it doesn't, what are you, a Neanderthal? You can't just say you know it all and that you've heard all you need to know everything that has occurred and have every opinion exactly the way it needs to be. You gotta grow. Now, does that mean that you can convince me, you know, the sky is green? No, not really. Can you convince me that the earth is flat? Probably not. Probably not, dude. I'm gonna have to tell you. I'm probably gonna have to pass on that one. Could you convince me that there are some weird occurrences that go on out there in the good old world? Sure. Sure. Could you convince me things ain't necessarily as bad as they may seem on the news? Possibly. But, you know, that's what it's all about. Hearing other people's opinions, getting input from all walks of manners of life, and making, putting the whole puzzle together, you know? Does that mean I'm gonna go watching some of this filth I see go down on YouTube all the time? No. But I sure don't mind talking to some folks that may have varying opinions than I do. Definitely. And I like talking to some people who've got some similar opinions than I do. We had a lot of those tonight, too. A lot of you cool folks hanging out, talking trash about certain countries you're not allowed to talk ill of and notice things about. Thought that was pretty fun. Always pretty fun. It's good to get a giggle. But oh, I think we've come to a close here, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've come to a, no pun intended, a close. I'm gonna wrap this puppy up on this one. Now I might chill a little bit longer and do these polos, because I really need to get, I want to put something up. It makes sense to put up, since all the same size, it makes more sense to have it all online in case somebody's browsing and they really like, oh, I really love those polos. I wanted those polos. Oh, there's more in my size. You know, you want to be able to get it to them that way they can do combined shipping, and it saves them money and saves me money. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Y'all mean? People still say that, y'all mean? Dang, we went 3 hours tonight. Hey, third person. Whoa. It can happen to everyone. Tell you, that is a slept-on band right there from back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Never hear anybody talking about Klaatu. Klaatu is a banger of a band. Klaatu. They've got a couple of good hits. I implore you, if you like some Jefferson Airplane, Beatles. What are they? They got all kinds of sounds. Klaatu's got all kinds of sounds that they sound a lot like several bands of the time, and they just never caught on. But man, do I like them. They're some bangers of some music. Some of my favorite songs. I think one of my favorites is what was the one? Need to look it up. Anus of Uranus. Anus of Uranus. That's a heck of a song. Worth a watch. Or worth a listen. My bad. I'm that tired. Bam, 4 shirts all in one. Nah, I don't think I am. I think I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna put the SKU number for the last one I just went into. 8N121. And I think I am going to call it for a night. But oh my goodness. It's 412 where I'm at. What is going on here? Well, if you're one of the awesome people that hung out tonight and watched and came super late to our super late stream, thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Appreciate you, really do. Appreciate you coming and subbing, getting us over. We got up to 202 subs. That's awesome. I couldn't even imagine this a few months ago. I think it's super cool. And come back and visit us again. Then we'll try to do this again tomorrow night and do it a little bit earlier. instead of doing it so dang late like I did tonight. So if you're any of the usual suspects from the last stream and you come and watch this after the fact, leave me a comment. Say hello. Tell me, hey, why must you do things so late? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so late. Look at that. 6 people in here. You're late. You're late. Where you been? Where you been? You're in trouble. Pop cook 10 hamburgers and nobody came. Nobody came. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go cut it off now. Y'all have a good night. Super tired. Leave me a message or leave me a comment if you're watching this after the fact. Tell me what you want to see. Arcade stuff, 3D printing stuff, painting stuff. Do you want to see more how I do this stuff? You want to see more vloggy stuff? See some Japan stuff? What do you want to see? What kind of stuff do you like to watch? What fickles your tansy? That's what matters. 7 people. Hello, 7 people. You're late. You got here late. Got here right when I'm about to give in. It's 3 whole hours of streaming here. Well, I'm about to cut the stream. You guys have a great night. And thanks for coming by. I'm going to bed.